Whoops. Welcome back, gentlemen. I messed up the original live that I had set up. I was trying to connect my proper camera, and it was not agreeing with me at all. That said, pretty darn good win right here. Scary, but really good. What's up, Henson? My fault. Yeah, he said, bro, Chris done. Yeah. He did what needed to be done in the end. Right? The biggest thing we expect from him is to be very good defensively and be a table setter. He did both of those things. He returned to his original 13 assists per game, and honestly, it was good. It was good. Loving it tonight? Exactly. That said, let's look at the negatives first. We did win this game, but Lowry didn't shoot too hot from inside the arc. He was 4 of 10 outside, but 5 of 15 overall, meaning that he was 1 of 5 on the interior. Fontecchio was 2 of 6, 1 of 5 from 3, a little bit concerning. But those were the worst parts, right? The best parts were... No, it's crazy how Fontecchio can shoot rough and still have a box plus minus of a +4. I love it. Let's see. Despite Larry Markkinen going 5 of 15, 4 of 10 from 3, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, had 14 boards, 4 of them being offensive, by the way. 2 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, and no turnovers. 21 points, box plus minus of a +8. The best box plus minus, tied for second best with Ochai Agbaji, who was 1 of 2, 0 of 1 from beyond the arc. Had a board, and that was it. His box plus minus was a +11. Yeah, I fumbled logic. I'm not gonna lie, because when I tried to connect my my other camera to the laptop, I reloaded the page thinking that it would save the comments, but allow me to actually connect it, and it absolutely positively did not. So I was sick. Yeah, sitting there looking stupid. But you guessed it, Chris Dunn, despite only taking 2 shots the entire game, had the second highest box plus minus at a +11, right? 4 boards, 13 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, only 1 turnover. Amazing assist to turnover ratio. It reminds me back of the first 2 or 3 games where he started out with double-digit assists, but he just didn't score a lot of points. I can live with that, right? That said, set the tone defensively, kept things in check at all times. There were no major issues to be seen across the board for the team. And honestly, it was just one of the better performances overall from a team's perspective. You had John Collins going 8 of 15 from the field, 3 of 7 from the three-point line, had 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal. He did have 3 turnovers, which was actually surprisingly enough the most on the team. But he did have 19 points as box plus minus plus a +6, right? Colin Sexton, 8 of 13, 61.5% from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. We needed those, right? 3 assists, 1 steal, no turnovers. Bounced back from his 5 turnover game he had last time. Thank goodness, right? Fontecchio also had 1, so great for both of them. He had 19 points. His box plus minus was only a +1 though, which was actually the lowest out of anybody that played in today's game. Jordan Clarkson, 7 of 14, 2 of 3 from 3, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. We needed those, right? 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block, actually, and only 1 turnover. So pretty great, pretty darn great performance from him. 21 points, box plus minus was the highest out of anybody. Shocker. Box plus minus was +13, right? So that was definitely great. Keontae George, 7 of 13 from the field, 53.8%, 4 of 9 from 3. Loved it. Hit the 1 free throw that he did take, had 6 boards, 4 assists, and only 2 turnovers. Acceptable performance. One of the best ones he's had this year. I would just say definitely top 5 because he's not usually this efficient on this many shot attempts. I loved it. 19 points, box plus minus of a +7. Walker Kessler, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, had 6 boards, 2 of them being offensive, had a steal, 2 blocks, and no turnovers. 8 points and a box plus minus of a +10, which was 4th best on the team. You had Kelly Olynyk 4 of 6 from the field, 2 of 2 from the from the 3-point line, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Also had 6 boards, 2 of his being offensive boards, 3 assists, and he did have 2 turnovers and 4 personal fouls. But dang, Kelly, over 17 and a half minutes. He's just foul prone at this point. I mean, we've seen it a million times before. But nevertheless, solid performance out of him. Great efficiency, right? 13 points, box plus minus of a +9. We didn't see THT, we didn't see Luka, we didn't see Omer. Inactives were Taylor Hendricks, Johnny, Michael Potter, Josh Christopher, and Bryce Sensabaugh. That said, things were not bad. We closed it out, got the thing done. Got scary during the third quarter, right? Because we played a really, matter of fact, let me pull up this score chart. First quarter, 41-23 our way. Second quarter, 36-23 our way, right? Went into halftime like up 77-46, if memory serves me right. Yeah. Third quarter was absolutely, we got punched in the mouth, only scored 23 points and gave them 44. So we basically gave them back the first quarter that we earned. And so we were relying on the lead that we kept building in the second quarter. Fourth quarter came out. Chris Dunn got the job done. Colin Sexton got the job done. Everybody was locked in. Everybody made it happen. Outscored him by 6 in the fourth frame to close this one out. Love that for us. Now to get into comments, what we got here. Keontae played really well too. Absolutely. Dunn definitely controlled the team when the Bucks were on a run. Mm-hmm. Chris Dunn helped defense was strong. Yup. Didn't catch the game, but was pleased with the box score. I was too. The gang defense on Giannis was key, especially the recovery after he passed the ball. Exactly. Giannis isn't exactly the most ideal playmaker, but if you force him to play make instead of being a scorer and a downhill threat, you stand more of a chance because you're forcing the rest of his teammates to beat you. And no offense, if Dame's not playing, yeah, Chris Middleton's a threat, yeah, Brook Lopez can hit some threes, but Andre Jackson, Malik Beasley's pretty solid. He was pretty solid today, actually. He was 6 of 12, 5 of 8 from 3. Still a box plus minus of a -12. But yeah, overall, the offensive firepower wasn't there for them to get the job done when you force them to pass the ball. And that's what we did tonight. So solid overall effort and great discipline too. It's one thing to you're supposed to execute. It's a whole nother thing to actually execute. We tried trapping, we tried a bunch of different things. We even tried man defense. And sometimes people overhelp or on several possessions. And it really only takes one person to continually make a mistake for the team to get put in a rough situation. Looking forward, we said we had a lot of good talking points back there. I'm sick. What's your opinion on Hendricks? Should we trade Collins to get Taylor some more playing time? Collins is kind of over the past 4-ish games, making himself a little bit of a case to stay on the team, right? He's already hard to trade because of his contract, but he's also presenting some good offensive value efficiency-wise, and he's also being more aware defensively, if that makes sense. And that was our biggest issue with him. It wasn't so much expecting him to shoot because he could shoot. He just wasn't scoring we thought he was going to be a 20 and 10 guy. He's not a 20 and 10 guy for us, right? But the bigger issue is defensively, he's been a liability. And over the past couple games, we've seen a lot of progress from him. I would like to see more progress from him, and that would justify even further the trade. Side note, the video that I dropped today, I put what was it? The John Collins trade the worst trade in NBA history or something? I didn't realize how much hyperbole people would have seen it as. So a lot of people thought I was attempting to clickbait. That was not an attempt to clickbait at all. So in the comment section, everybody's flaming me for it. And I was like, wait, what did I actually do? And then I looked at the thumbnail and I saw Warriors Rudy Gay, who kind of looks like Andrew Wiggins in a way. And so I was like, oh, my thumbnail is selling me right now. Because I was like, nah, this is a past storyline. But I asked in the comments, and I want to say it was Ty. I can't remember his full username, but he suggested the new title for it. So thank you for catching that. That said, let's see. I still kind of think John Collins might get traded. Now we're winning right now. That's the hardest part. Like if he's playing like this and we're losing, it makes it easier to stomach trading him. But if you're in a situation like we are right now, where we're winning games, he's starting and playing roughly half the game to almost 3/4 of the game some of the time, and he's actually being efficient from the field and not being horrendous on defense, right? He's still not good, but he's not horrendous anymore. And that's one of those things where it's like it makes you question things, kind of like Jordan Clarkson, right? He's had an up and down season. When he was a starter, it was even more downs and then up and then downs and then up, right? But now off the bench, he's a lot more consistent. I'm willing to say that, right? He has a good game every other game almost, but it does pay dividends when he does have a good game. And they're now pulling him off the court when he has a bad game, which is also mitigating the risk of having him on the floor with any of the other players. That said, I'm low key up in the air about Jordan Clarkson because his value is skyrocketing. But it's like, if we can win, and bear in mind, this isn't just some guy that's a good player. This is a guy he's the longest tenured player on the team and the fan favorite at that. So when he has a really good game, it's a really big morale booster for everybody around him. You see it. Just like when Colin Sexton gets hype, it's a really big morale booster for everybody on the court, and everybody plays better off of the strength of the fact that he's eating when he's on the court. But then you also have to be willing to entertain the negatives of it. So I'm kind of up in the air about it. I haven't really made a thoughtful decision, if I'm being quite honest with you. So I still have to think about that one. But I would not be mad for anybody that says Taylor Hendricks needs the minutes now and trade John Collins. But it's the fact that we're winning in the fashion that we're winning that makes me say maybe I could ride out with this a little bit long, because I don't have to trade him now, right? The less money that other teams will have to take on and contract value when we trade him, the better the deal is going to be for them, and the more likely we're going to be able to trade him. So if he plays better, I might be willing to stomach the money that we're paying him out of pocket, even though it's not ideal for the situation. Chris Dunn, 13 assists. Yes, sir. You said great win. Third quarter was rough, but great resilience. Top 3 win of the season. I'm willing to buy that, actually, Brent. Brent, is that your first time commenting, bro? What's up, my guy? But yeah, I'm definitely with you on that one, because this one showed the resilience of this team, because we've had games that were close and we really got out of it. We've had games where we had to come back and get back in the game and we're able to close it out in, the final frame or in overtime. But this was a win where it was like we weren't, despite not having Dame, we still seemed to be like the less favorited team in this matchup. But we came out swinging, right? We played very disciplined in that first half. That first half is honestly the most, especially from a shooting standpoint, because on the game, we shot 52.2% from the field, 47 of 90 shot attempts, right? We were also 20 of 44 from beyond the arc, which is 45.5% from three-point range. And league average shooting from the field is roughly around that percentage, maybe a little bit lower. But that's just how good of a night we had shooting. And hitting 20, the past couple of games, we've been struggling to hit 10 and 12. So this is definitely a more ideal situation for us. And I did love what we saw, right? That first half was amazing. The third quarter was rough, but we showed the grit, grind, and from a coaching standpoint, we put the right guys on the floor to make plays, and those guys paid dividends and made plays, which is something that we don't always get, but it's really great that we got it tonight. Definitely top 3 win of the season. I'm with you. Collins got to get traded. He played no defense. He's been better the past couple of games, but I respect that 100% though. I go back and forth on John Collins and Jordan. Yeah, top ramen, I'm with you. Could you imagine if we had Markkanen with those D. Mitch Gobert teams? He literally, perfect fit, doesn't even describe it. I'm not going to lie. Like chef's kiss kind of thing. Marco, you said, bro, I'm so done. How Hardy treat 18 minutes. He scored more points than he had minutes. And we won the game. I mean, at the end of the day, he started. That's my biggest thing, him being on the court first. Because we also saw a lot of games where Chris Dunn was starting play 16 minutes, play 14 minutes, play 18 minutes. And he was effective in the minutes that he played. And then he would just sit on the bench and not cause a problem at all. And after the post game, he'd be hyped with everybody on the sideline. So if we can keep that up, I like the way things look. Do I love Colin Sexton only playing 18 minutes? No. But we had such a lead that we could play around and do some of the things. Colin Sexton is a guaranteed, I believe, cemented starter at this point for the team because of the efficiency that he's had on such a large sample size, right? Because I know he's in double figure starts now. I don't know how deep in double figure starts he is, though. But in a similar number of starts, Jordan Clarkson wasn't nearly as efficient. So between the two of them, there's a clear preferred option. Last season he played 48 games. This season he's already at 38 and playing roughly the same minutes actually on slightly more shot attempts, slightly more threes. Yeah, everything's roughly up for him. Texas been great the last month. Jazz are 8-0 without THT. Yeah, he did play in a couple games though. Oh, did we lose those? Off the top of my head, I do not remember. It took too long for the refs to give Portis his tech, but Kelly set a great example for our young guys in handling it calmly, keeping a cool head. Yes, that's important. That's part of that leadership quality. Might be the high of the season thus far. I loved it. Tayin agreeing? Yes, I'm with you. I am with you. Where are we? I just lost it. All right. Yes, unfortunately, Harden favors Clarkson and Sexton. Yeah, makes it hard. Clarkson did fantastic. Yeah, he had the bias box minus. Agreed. Factually accurate. Should we trade Clarkson when his value so high, or should we keep him around? I think I'm leaning towards keeping him right now. He's been on and off still, but we've been able to. How do I put it into words? Okay. So the biggest thing in any sport is winning, right? A lot of things can get swept under the rug as long as you're winning or you're placing well, depending on what sport it is. So in basketball, there's a lot of times where somebody can give you 50 points, but it came on like 40 shot attempts. Nobody pays attention to the 40 shot attempts as long as you win the game. They're like, oh, he had 50 and they won. Now, if you lose, they're going to say, yeah, he had 50, but he shot terrible from the field and they lost probably because of it. So in this situation, it's one of those things where it's like, even when he has a bad shooting night, Will Hardy's being willing to pull him off the floor after 17 to 24-ish minutes and be like, okay, we've seen enough. We love you, but this just isn't your night. Next guy up, we need you to lock in. And the guys are getting after it. And so as a team overall, there is no like ace in the hole kind of thing. It's usually 2 to 4 guys on a nightly basis that really step up and get the job done. And today, for example, we had 5 players with 19 or more points. We had Keontae with 19. We had Colin with 19. We had John Collins with 19. We had Lowry with 21. And we had Jordan Clarkson with 21. And then we had Kelly Olynyk with 13. So we had 6 double-digit scores. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've lost a game when we've had 6 double-digit scores. Go figure. Share the rock. Get buckets. Set problems with. Ooh. Let's see. Yes, he did. That's why I found him. I'm just ready to go. He's 6-man for a year for a reason. Yeah. Problems for Sexton tonight was size and possible concussion. Oh, really? Like a concussion? I like keeping Clarkson for bench purposes. I only trade him if he was part of a package for a high-level starting guard. Fair. The Utah Jazz are actually an extremely good team. It's finally coming around. 2 of Kelly Olynyk's fouls on Portis were phantom calls while the ref tried to calm things down. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. All the comments were so within clicking a thumbs up button. Jason Preston got picked up on a 2-way deal for the Jazz. Josh Christopher has been waived. Oh, really? They haven't updated on the some NBA website, that is. I did not know they picked him. I did not know they dropped him. I saw that what's his name? I saw that Preston was on the block to get the 2-way deal signed on, but I didn't know that they let Josh Christopher go. During the last 15 games, we've done well. Maybe this could work. Maybe make the play-in and maybe pull a first-round upset. Back-to-back road dubs? Yes. And quality ones at that. THT is gone, and so is Kelly Olynyk for picks. I don't know if they're going to get rid of Kelly yet. Kelly brings a little bit more. THT is a great player. Let me go ahead and say that. I know we say a lot about THT and like he's not in the rotation, but he is genuinely a good player. He does a lot of things well. It's just that there's so much firepower and ability on this roster. It makes it difficult to play the guy because there's just not enough minutes to go around. Because in order for you to play him, you have to say somebody else needs their minutes taken. So are you going to say Colin Sexton, who's been the most consistent scoring starter for this season? Probably not. Are you going to say Chris Dunn, who understands all the coverages and is a better floor general than THT, and a floor general is what we need because Lowry, John Collins, and who am I thinking of? And guys like Walker Kessler, Ochai, they're not playmakers in their own right. Can't really go with that either. Okay, so let's look at the bench. Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson on a good night? No. Keontae George, the future point guard of the team? Probably not. All right, so now we're already 4 guys down. right? Over Ochai? Ochai fits a very niche position. He relieves more so Lowry's minutes, so probably not. And then that gets you into a position where, okay, I already have four guards. Each of them are worthy of at least half a game's play, but I can't even give them that. So where does THT fit in there? And it's not so much that he's bad because he's a darn good player. And when he came back after everybody was getting injured for that short stint of like 3 or 4 games, he played really, really well as a starter alongside Colin Sexton, which surprised me because on the bench together, they were not playing well. But that said, he's just in a situation where he's between a rock and a hard place because there's no way to really get him on the court and get him the minutes that he's truly earned and probably deserves. I think that's the biggest issue for that. Yeah, pass first point guard will be setting up Taylor, possibly allow Sensa to run some offense. Interesting. Sinu, what's up, my guy? Maybe even JC. KO is the glue for the bench unit. He's a large part of the reason our bench is one of the best. I'd agree with that team. Chris Dunn, one of his point guards tonight. Yeah, he was. It irks me that we gave up for KO straight up, though. Fair play. Since we're winning, do we still want to trade JC? I low-key think we leave it. KO is better than Bogey. I'm not going to lie. Love him. Don't get me wrong. Fair. If Sexton can maintain and preferably elevate his game further, All-Star is in his immediate future. I'm willing to entertain that, Jeff. I'm definitely willing to entertain that. I need to look at his efficiency numbers as well because I think that might play into it. But this late run that the team's been making is important for that. Love Dunn's play tonight. Key will also hit some nice shots. Yes, sir, Christian. I'd agree with you. Can't get rid of Clarkson unless you're getting back a 15-plus point per game player back, which we won't. Probably likely. KO is better than Bogey. Playmaking bigs are rare. Great shooters you can find a little bit easier. Still not super common, but playmaking bigs are a huge asset. Agreed. I don't know, y'all. Bogey is a place in my heart, too. I went to the Pistons game so I could see us beat. Oh, wow. Interesting. Just wanted to give you a shout out. You make great content always. Catch your analysis. Jazz fans are used to our team being overlooked. It's nice to have some love on the outside the market. Oh, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, man. I do try, right? Y'all are just as important to me as I hope I am for you. We got 37 people in here. That's probably one of the most I've ever had in a chat. I love that. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves, getting their stuff off. Let's see. I feel like we need to keep Clarkson if we want to actually keep and if we also want to make the playoffs because it's hard to find someone who's a spark plug off the bench. Fair play. I like the Jason Preston fit in Utah now. Christopher was good but wasn't a passer. Also accurate. Giannis gave Sexton an elbow to stun a bit. Okay. Yeah, okay. I see you say. Clarkson didn't even try to win the game single-handedly tonight. That's an important one, right? Also, 6 assists to 1 turnover. Doesn't do that often. Combine that with great shooting from him. Not only above 50% from the field, right? 7 of 13 on double-digit attempts, but he also was 4 of 9 from 3, which was slightly better than Lowry, who shot one more attempt and just happened to miss it. I loved it, for lack of better phrasing. Sexton was only a box plus minus +1 tonight because of defensive liabilities. I said this earlier, but it got deleted. There was some possessions where we got destroyed because we had Sexton guarding Giannis. Yeah, that'll do it. I think we're something like 9-0 or 10-0 when the Jazz have 6 double-digit scores. Yeah. Another fun fact is the Jazz are 11-1 when the Jazz lead at the start of the fourth quarter, and that was before we beat Philly, so 13-1. Nice. We're good at closing games. Mm-hmm. Zach, what's good, my guy? He said, great game tonight, minus a third. Yeah. I expected more from Ochai this year. Yeah, I think Ochai is also a little bit of a casualty of everything else going on, and it's not so much that he's not as good a player. Now, there have been some nights where he's gone like 0 of 5 or 1 of 6 from 3, and those are slightly concerning to me. But overall, his percentages, if memory serves me, aren't as bad as I originally thought they were, considering the recent numbers that I've seen out of him. As a matter of fact, let me pull up this chart real quick. I'll tell you. 45% from the field on 5.5 attempts and 34% from 3 on 3.2 attempts. literally playing 20.5 minutes per game, the same he played last season in 59 games. We're now 38 games in. His numbers overall are roughly in line with what they were last year. A little bit higher overall, but it's hard because I think he's another casualty of the situation. Not so much that he's playing bad or he's just not getting the job done, because he is doing things on defense that he's supposed to do. His IQ has definitely improved. Like last year, yes, he had the body, yes, he had the potential, but this season he's really stringing a lot more things together and making higher IQ plays, which I love for him because that's a very important thing. When you pick a young guy, if you can play, if you can shoot well, we'll try and find minutes for you. But if you're a great defender, we have to find minutes for you. There's no exception to that. And that's why you have guys like DeJounte Murray who garners so much respect and just honestly were seen as like top tier players at one point because he made his name off defense in the beginning, not offense. And then the efficiency and the playmaking came afterwards. But you get on the court with defense. THT is absolutely awful. This is the thing. He had a stretch of a couple games. His most recent games have been solid, but he also hasn't played in the actual more recent games. That was probably the bigger thing. And I think THT has played well enough in the more recent games for him to garner some sort of trade interest, whether it be from like maybe the Heat or somebody. I'd be willing to say somebody should gamble on him because he's definitely not a bad player. And in the right situation, he will thrive, right? We just don't have the available opportunity for him this time around. Confidently, super confident. Yeah, he's super confident. Yeah, at one point, him and Keontae shooting from three was the most hilarious thing possible because they weren't taking bad shots; they were just both bricking. Why did Sexton join the Bucks huddle after the game? I have no idea. Actually, that's a good question. Ochai's impact isn't very visible in box scores, in my opinion. Agreed. Just like Taylor Hendricks. The one game, Taylor Hendricks, somebody had the IQ of a freaking snail. And in my one video, I said Taylor Hendricks had one game where he had literally like one board and one block in 20 minutes. But he had deflections and he was just playing good team defense. But we ended up losing that game. So the person in the comment section was like, oh, he helped make a positive impact. Y'all lost the game. And I was like, all right, you retard. Sorry, we don't use that word. You intellectually challenged individual. Every great thing you do on the court will not be put into a major statistical category. That's what we have advanced metrics for, right? Box plus minus is important, but that doesn't always tell the entire tale. The immediate assists aren't always the most important thing, right? You have those people that make the extra pass that leads to the assist. Those also matter. Deflections also matter. Are those put on the stat sheet? No. Do they put the opposing team's percentages that they shot against you, even if you didn't get a block? No. So to sit there and say something so ignorant is just, what are you talking about, brother? And I feel like Ochai is in a similar way, but Ochai ends up having like a banger, like dunk on a fast breaker or hits a three at the most timely moment possible. And that's something that also garners him a lot of respect from a lot of guys. You said can't play Ochai high minutes unless he embraces Simone levels of aggression. True. I'm willing to buy on that money. I believe that. Spence, what's good, my guy? You said, sup, man? How about them Jazz? Chris Doan 13 assists, such a highlight. Absolutely. Minus the third quarter, this was a great game. Honestly, the whole thing was quality, right? We saw the high of the mountain, we saw the low of the valley, and then we found that middle ground at the end of it. To anyone new to the streams, great streams to ground and wise conversations are immaculate. Why, thank you, Epic. I appreciate you. Derek with it. Oh, that's actually a wild stat, Epic. I'm not gonna lie. Hoping the Lakers and Warriors keep losing so we can pass them. Yeah, wishful thinking. I would love to. I actually think we played better against the Lakers specifically. The Warriors, I think we could low-key beat. I don't think that's crazy to say. Simone was getting DNPs to start the year. Now he starts now because he tried 100%, whether he is effective or not. Yes. Important thing about that. honestly, yo, shout out to the people to the fans in Italy, man, supporting their guy because honestly, my most viewed video now on the channel before it was one about Bol, and then the second one was about the Utah Jazz rebuild. My most viewed video is one of the two that I dropped in the past like 2 weeks about Simone. And then the other one's also doing very well because of the people in Italy supporting their guy. And to his credit, he can have bad shooting nights like this and he's still playable because of the genuine effort he gives on defense night in and night out. Right? We've seen a lot of games where he shot bad, but he's also played the most minutes on the floor. Why? Because his box plus minus doesn't take a massive hit because he's a pretty solid defender. And overall, we're not used to seeing him be a solid defender because last year, obviously, he dealt with some lower body extremity issues and injuries, but you're just not used to seeing him adjust. And now he's had a full offseason of preparation at the NBA level, right? To really get things going. And at the beginning of the season, it didn't really work perfect, but here he is, right? He can shoot poorly and he's still going to give you 3 boards. He's still going to give you an assist. He's still going to play good defense, get you a steal and a block. And there's other things that he does defensively, playing great team defense that won't show up on the stat sheet, right? And he still managed to have a positive box plus minus despite it, right? And that's the kind of guy that you need. He said, Tuesday, yeah. Tanner, he said, glad to see Keontae is finally finding his rhythm again. Yeah, this is the kind of game we need to see out of him. Our team set a record for highest turnovers per game in the past decade. And he was a big point. I'm not gonna lie. He was not a floor general. Side note, we only had 10 turnovers today. We're back in the positive for it. And they still had less. They had 9. But we only had 10. So, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. There's 300 different rosters. Somehow we had the worst one in terms of turnovers. Yeah, that's actually kind of crazy. Hendricks and Ochai are totally underrated due to stat line readers, their momentum builders, and terrific defenders. Yes, they're those cogs in the machine that don't get looked at because they're not the biggest nut, the biggest bolt, or the biggest wheel turning. But they're in there, and without them, the machine doesn't work as good, right? So you at times you can try and run it without them, and you might have some okay success, some decent success, but the gears are going to be grinding because there is that missing piece, and they are that piece, but that piece never gets recognized to the fullest extent that it probably should be because other guys take up and make the biggest highlight plays unless they have some kind of, crazy, insane block at one point or another in the game. Or they get a steal and then slam it, tomahawk style, whatever. Jazz got off to a slow start, but it's starting to come around. The defense is getting better, and our rebounding is elite. Yes, that was one thing. You miss a lot of shots. You learn how to grab a lot of boards. Shout out to – I'm still trying to figure out the entire Walker Kessler situation. That said, he played 21 minutes today. Really low 20s. I'm wondering if this is going to be a staple for the remainder of the season or what we're going to do, all things considered. But I'm not gonna argue because the recipe they're using right now, the recipe is immaculate, right? The plate we're getting right now is just otherworldly because at the beginning of the season, they could not cook like this. Will Hardy's got the recipe. He's got the method. And we're seeing it on full display here. Hendricks. Let me see. I do like Ochai, but I was hoping for high-level stats from him. Yeah, that's definitely fair. That's definitely fair. I feel like the Jazz just didn't use Sexton to his full ability. Yeah, he was also getting banged up. I'm not going to lie. Guarding Giannis is not easy, and there were too many situations where we saw him matched up on Giannis. Now, he's not going back down, and that's also part of the reason why he gets banged up, because as a player, like you see a lot of guys where they get back down twice, 3 times, and they're under the rim, and they just give up the dunk, they give up the leg, whatever the case may be. Colin's sitting there fighting like he can legitimately hold his own against Giannis, and Giannis is like, yo, get out the way. So he going to hit him a little bit harder because he's not willing to just yield. And that's also what you want from a guy on your team, especially somebody that's supposed to be a starter, somebody that got brought in to be a leader on this roster. You need somebody that's going to make proper decisions, and they're not going to back down anybody. They don't care how big of a star you are, how many posters you're on, how big your contract is. They're going to get right up on you. And if it's a bad matchup and they lose the matchup, it is what it is. But what you can't do is tell them that they're just going to sit there and roll over, because he's not a rollover kind of guy. He's a get the job done kind of guy, or I'm going to die trying. That's all it is. And you can't ask for really much more from a guy like that. He's all of 6'2", right? So against Giannis, darn near 7-foot frame, it's hard. For lack of better phrasing, it's just hard. But he still hung in there. So I have to give him credit for that. Money, you said we still need to trade for a veteran point guard, in my opinion. That's if we're seriously looking to make a push to be in a plan. I'm wondering what Chris Dunn has in the tank. Like, is this Chris Dunn? Is this the guy that I thought should have started at the beginning of the season? Or is it not? I think that's the biggest worry for me because he's at the beginning of his starting stint, he had double figure assists, and it kind of went down, and then it was like, 5-ish, 6-ish, and then he popped out today with a 13 piece, right? So I love it, but at the same time, his lack of scoring efficiency that we're seeing right now is low-key concerning. That would be the one thing that might make me want to think about probably still pushing for that trade. Want to stop by before my neck gets bogged down from Oklahoma my post game. Yes, sir, Lee. Glad to have you, my guy. 42 watches isn't a record. It is. I was gonna say it, but yes, it absolutely was. It was. Yeah, we're gonna have to consolidate before we see Taylor or Ochai impact more. Can we just pry Tyus Jones off the Wizards? I don't know because I'm still confused by the direction the Wizards are trying to go as well. That's part of it. Lowry played maybe his best defensive night this season. Great to see him make an impact on D also. That is a good point. That is actually a really good point. Would we say this is his best defensive performance? I'm willing to buy. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy the stock that you're selling, actually, because he did not have an easy job and he made it work. I was impressed by his effort, and I low-key that went over my head right there. Thank you. No one is going to guard Dunn in important games. True. That's probably the bigger concern. Like and sub all, yes, sir. Thank you, Lee. Now I'm thinking Monte Morris or Tyus Jones. Monte. Interesting. See, I've been so mean to see when he's been proving me wrong. Hey, that's a good thing, though. It's better he prove you wrong than prove you right, especially since he plays for our team. Need a guy who's somewhat of a scoring threat. Yeah, Kelly Olynyk needs around 3 more shot attempts per game. Sometimes he's too unselfish. I would agree that. Like 5 to 8-ish, I think is Kelly range. There's been a couple games where he shot like 3, 4, 5 shot attempts. Times it doesn't look like he's being aggressive enough. I appreciate the unselfishness, but sometimes you can be so unselfish that you become a non-threat on offense yourself, which makes you a slight liability. If that makes sense. Collins is only starting to stretch the floor and build trade value. Fair play. Jazz vision is showing. We did way better than I expected these past 3 games. Hope we can keep Sexton. Yeah, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't keep him. Honestly, he's going to be a worthy trade piece, right? And there are going to be some teams that come calling, but I would still keep him. He's still young, right? He's even younger than Lowry, so I'm still on board with that. Sexton's ability to just flat out burn people off the dribble is fantastic. His 3-point shot is improving, and he understands his role. Yes, he's finally giving the opportunity to be like, hey, do your thing. We're not going to just throw you on the bench after, well, today was a bit of an exception because he was getting banged up. But by and large, we're letting him play more and not just yanking him off the floor and sitting him for 12 minutes and throwing him back in the game. So he's able to get his rhythm back and look like the, Cleveland Cavaliers version of Colin Sexton, but with a better passing sense and more patience, more deliberate desire to make a play happen, not just get downhill and throw up a shot or turn the ball over flailing, right? He's making proper reads going downhill, knowing when he needs to kick to the corner, when he needs to kick to the wing, whether it's good to get a layup or whether he can try and draw that foul, and if the refs might possibly give it to him. That's a big one. 2 games out of the 8th seed, which would give us home court in the second round and the play-in, which would be huge. Yes, absolutely. Gonna head out. See you later. Yes, sir, Logic. I appreciate you, my guy. Not sure if we can catch Pelicans, who are 4 games ahead of us, but one important thing is that we do have a tiebreaker lever on the Pelican. That's a good point. I'd love for the Jazz to lock Dunn down. He's perfect defensive inspiration for everybody, especially Keontae. Yes, that's what I said. Keontae, I believe in the long run, he's a more confident shot taker than Chris Dunn, right? The efficiency just hasn't been there yet. So when the efficiency does get there, imagine Chris Dunn, he observes Chris Dunn every day in each game, be a deliberate table setter for everybody else on the floor. Then you watch him be a great defensive player, not just great man-to-man defense, great in zone, not over-helping, not under-helping, and then properly communicating and hearing all the terminology and just the communicative cues that he has, whether it be body language, posture, hand placement, footwork, words, verbiage, whatever the case may be. Just watching that will overall make him a better player by default. And then when you come on the court, you have to match that level of intensity, and then you can add your little spice on top, rookie. You know what I'm saying? And I think Chris Dunn was the ideal guy, especially watching them play in the preseason together. He played his most confident basketball alongside Chris Dunn because he felt like it was okay to miss. Because my veteran is telling me I'm good. Like, he's got my back. On defense, I'm not great, but he's got my back. I'm good. And he keeps talking him up. And I think that's a really important thing that gets really underrated, because a lot of times you just expect guys to just come in and perform. And it's like, everybody's not like that. Everybody, that's a very specific breed of person. And you see a lot of guys try and get thrust in front office will throw guys in front of the camera and put them on the court starting, and their percentages aren't up to par. Their play isn't up to par. Their defense isn't up to par. But that team also doesn't have somebody to put ahead of them or to sit behind them and relieve them and show them, hey, take it a little slower, do it this way, and you might see more success. A lot of teams don't have that. And I believe Chris Dunn is that guy for Keontae George specifically. And he's also not going to be costly to maintain. Let's call a spade a spade. We were the team that gave him an option. He will have an affinity for this team, I believe, unless somebody comes out their pockets with crazy money. And I don't think they will, just because of his lack of scoring efficiency as of late. But as a table setter and a defensive centerpiece, I love it, right? Great rotation piece. You know what you're getting out of him on a 99-out basis. The defense doesn't take a night off, right? At worst playmaking, you're going to get, what, 5-6 assists? Cool. He's not going to turn the ball over a lot. Also cool. The only thing you got to worry about is him taking 4 shots and missing all 4. Not great, but I'll accept it. It's better than shooting 2 of 12 from the field, right, as a starting point guard. I'll live with this one. Is Tyus Jones that much better than Dunn? I would say no. It's just that Tyus is a more efficient scorer himself. Like also in the type of shots that he ends up taking. Our defense neutralized Giannis pretty well, all things considered. I'm with you, Torbily. Tyus on the Wizards is like Pat Bev on the Jazz, but instead of being moved before the year he stuck around. Would love Washington to just accept THT for him. That wouldn't be a bad straight up trade, I don't think. And then you can move, what's his name? Move Jordan Poole to the shooting guard if he's not already at shooting guard. He plays like a shooting guard, so he should be. But something tells me they would start him at point guard and have Tyus off the bench behind him. I don't know. Scoring wise, Jones is way better than Dunn. I think Dunn and Tyus are. I just lost it. Here we go. I think Dunn and Tyus are on the same level, but Tyus is a much better playmaker, scorer / shooter. Dunn is a better defender. Both get minutes and would be huge. Fair play. How many points does he average? Like double. He's averaging double figures, like low double figures, but double figures. Have my victory bowl of top ramen. I understand. I'm with you. I wish I had my ramen on me right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hungry. We need a point guard who can play off the ball and pass well. Doesn't need to be someone crazy. Yeah. Tyus averaging 12.5 points per game. 5.5 assists, 43% from 3. Dang. 43% is tough. On how many attempts, Epic? Let me know. How many attempts is he averaging that 43% on? Keontae can pass them, play well off the ball. His shots just haven't been falling yet. That's the biggest thing. Oh, my God. One second, guys. The biggest thing I'll say from that, depending on how many shot attempts he takes from the 3-point range, that would be probably the biggest part. Because if it's on really a sample size, if anything more than like 3.5 or 3.5, honestly, I like that. I like that. Keontae's not ready to start yet. No, he hasn't reached that point yet. He's an aggressiveness with this dribble to start. I'll say something a little bit different to the contrary against you, Money. I agree with you. He's not ready to start, but I think his aggressiveness isn't quite the issue. I like his shot selection usually. He usually takes 2 or 3 shots where it feels like he's settling. So I think that might be part of what you're playing towards, and I'm with you on that. But I would say his ability to just hit those shots. He takes good shots, but his percentages are low because he just misses good shots. And I would rather have a guy that misses the good shots than takes terrible shots, right? But at the same time, he has to get better at that shot making quality to make him a viable threat and make, honestly, just his playmaking more available to spread things out for him. And it's honestly impressive that Chris Dunn can do what he does as a table setter because his court vision and his just command as a floor general have to be so great because he's not scoring. So at no point does somebody guarding Chris Dunn say, oh, he's about to give me 15. He's about to give me 20. Nobody thinks that when they're guarding Chris Dunn. So he's probably going to pass the ball. It's just a matter of who is he passing to, what read is he making, how is he going to get the ball to the person, and then somehow he still does it, which is also an impressive. It's really, honestly, more impressive than most people will be willing to give him credit for. Let me see. He said not winning a championship anyway. What's the point? You can't think that way, Andrew. He said we're not winning anyway. What's the point? Yeah, he has a long way to go, and it's okay. But it'll be good for him to have mentorship from guys like Dunn and Tyus. I can't argue with that. Isn't championship? This isn't about championships. He said, I'm with you, Money. After the All-Star break, I expect him to start again for him to develop his game even more. I wonder, though, because that first stint of him starting got really ugly. Now, I'll say this. If he can maintain roughly this level of efficiency, right? I don't expect him to shoot above 50% from the field on a nightly basis. But if he can up his numbers to the point where he's about like 44-ish% from the field and 35-ish% from 3, he might be worthy of that. You might want to start him at point guard because the biggest negative of him isn't it kind of is his defense, but on the other side of that is more so his shot making, because if you can't get a stop on defense because you just don't have the instincts and the ability to like process the game properly yet, and your shot's not falling, you become a double negative, and we can't have that on the court. We said, Key said, loving these facts you're speaking, Wraith. Keep it coming. Thank you. It's about 1, conveying the pick, 2, getting some high-level games in, and figure out what else can help this retool. Fair play. I understand it, Money. Dunn is an all-defensive player if he gets minutes. Fair, yeah. Bingo, convey and figure out what to put around Lowry. Yeah, I just joined, but was Sexton out? He was getting banged up. My fault, Algebra. Yeah, he was getting banged up pretty bad. Most of the time when Giannis, other than Giannis hit, he was out tonight. He was doing good. Yeah, it was one of those things where like you don't want to play with it because like after a possible concussive blow, if you're partially concussed, you can kind of wiggle your way out of it as time goes on with rest. But if you keep aggravating it and your brain's literally thumping back and forth against your skull, and you continue to put extra pressure on it, it reaches a point where it's like, okay, now you're not mildly just out of it. Like, no, brother, you're concussed. And now we got to put you in protocol, and now you can't play for a significant period of time. And for them, he's like, hang on a second. Let's be careful. And credit to Will Hardy and the coaching staff. They were like, all right, let's play him gingerly. We have this one in the bag, it looks like, and we'll see how things go. If we need him, we'll play him. But preferably, let's hope we don't have to. And so he was, credit to everybody else, playing well for the most part. He only had to play 18 minutes despite taking that hit when he did. Where are we? Can't do either with Keontae starting. Yeah. PJ Tucker, Marcus Smart doesn't score as much and impact the game well. Fair play. They have high-level scores around them. Yeah. We have 1.5. Tyus Jones is 55, 127 on the season for Washington from 3. That's not. I can live with that. Yeah, that's like 3 a game. Yeah. 3.6 3-point attempts from the from 3 within the absolutely worstful offense too. Insane low key. The team gets any wins here. I'm willing to buy that. Yeah, I actually like that then. Okay, 42% on 3.5 attempts. That's good. That's actually really good. I can live with that. Super impressive. Yeah. Tyus does a great job table setting and holding things together. Then Poole checks in and all falls apart every game. It wouldn't surprise me. Personally, I see Sexton as too efficient to be a six man. Yeah. And the other thing is he doesn't play. Sexton's one of those guys where he's like, how do I put it? He's kind of like how Cam Newton's personality was, right? He's great when you start him because he's a big, grandiose kind of guy. He's gonna do his job well, and he's gonna let you know he's doing it well. But if you put him on the bench, he's not accustomed to that niche area. That's not his thing. And he struggles to translate his game to the bench because we saw at the beginning of the season, he had a lot of not so great games off the bench. But then you saw injuries start hitting, and then he got to start, and it was like, hold on. He can do it? He's healthy? Like, he can move laterally properly? He can get downhill, stop on a dime, and make the right read? Hold on. We might got something here. This might be the guy we thought was the top dog in the trade. We thought Lowry was the number 2. We thought Colin was the number 1. Did we forget that one? And it was easy to forget because what did Lowry do? Make an all-star game last year. What did Colin do? Was hurt. But that said, it was big because these guys got after it. And Sexton, to his credit, is showing why they traded for him last year. And it's looking like we really got, like, Donovan Mitchell was great, right? But it looks like we got a lot more than just Donovan Mitchell value back at this point in player talent alone. Like ignoring any picks or anything else, just looking at the fact that we got Colin Sexton and Lowry, they more than replace the scoring output that he gave. And I would say that Lowry is more going to be overall scheme-wise more important defensively than anything else. So I like it. Now I was really just saying like Keontae isn't confident in his ball handle on so. Oh, okay. I got your money. His dribble stance is more of a ball protection stance than attacking stance when he's high. Okay. I see what you're saying. I understand. My fault. I definitely misread that. I honestly think getting Tyus to stay in Utah would be a huge deal. He's like a younger Mike Conley. Has also been a name dropped multiple times by Tony Jones as a possible target. Interesting. Yes, he also, I know a lot of people, some people like timeline, some people don't like timeline. The simple thing is you want to fit to where you can get the most amount of chances to be a good team and push the pace and make things happen. And Tyus Jones is probably just a better candidate than Chris Dunn. Now, Chris Dunn as a veteran piece, I love, right? On the veteran minimum, we're getting a guy that's starting and giving us great defensive effort and dropping double-digit assist games for like $1.5 million this year. They could have fit all his money inside of an envelope and put it in his locker. And we're getting this level of play out of him. That's great. Like, this is the polar opposite of John Collins' situation, honestly, because we're overpaying John Collins and he's underwhelming. But he has enough games to where it's like, maybe we can make this work. We're not losing these games. He's not playing great defensively, but he's not as bad as he was at the beginning of the season. Like, how's this going to work? How much more time can we give him? And it's similar with Chris Dunn, but Chris Dunn is like, he's playing so well and his contract's so cheap. It's like, how can we not play the guy? He's doing everything that we need him to. Like, the shot, the only thing that he's not giving us is scoring output, but we have guys for that. That's Lowry's job. That's John Collins. Well, yeah, that is John Collins' job partially. That's Fontecchio's job, right? We need somebody that can table set for them. Colin Sexton can create his own shot, but sometimes he likes to shoot off the catch from 3 as well. Can we get a guy that can set him up like that? Boom, insert Chris Dunn. It's working. And that's why I say it's a really big thing that Chris Dunn can be an effective passer while simultaneously not being a threat offensively scoring the ball, because it's borderline impossible. Like, I don't think a lot of people understand just how difficult it is to be a great playmaker when you're not a great scorer, because that makes your playmaking one-dimensional because they know you have to pass. You're not like that. You can't score the rock at a high level and with high levels of proficiency like other great point guards, shooting guards, whatever position you play is in that league, right? So if they know you're going to pass, they're not even trying to play a shot. So if you pump fake, they're not respecting it. If you try and drive, they know you're going to try and kick it. They're just trying to funnel you into a situation to where that ball gets deflected, or the guy that you're kicking it to knows the ball's coming and they're on that. It's just one of those things. But yeah, where are we at? His shot selection is excellent, even on his drives. He's just not explosive enough at the rim to convert some of his finishes. So we'll have to figure that out. Yeah, a little bit more size. I don't want him to gain too much weight, but a little bit more weight I think would also help him overall, especially with absorbing contact on his drives, whether it be as he's driving downhill or especially when he gets airborne. Because sometimes he gets pushed off his spot very easily and kind of rounds his drives as opposed to being straight north to south kind of action. Jazz won the Donovan Mitchell trade? Absolutely. With Ja being out for the season, I give Sexton the fastest in the league. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if anybody sees if any of y'all are on Twitter, you have NBA Central, who's one official NBA source where you can trust the news, and you have NBA Centel or Cental, and they're the phony account. So I read the post and I thought it was the phony account posting it. Then I looked and I realized it was the actual one, and I was actually low-key sick because he's actually been playing pretty well. And the Grizzlies have looked good in the games that he's played. They've won more than they've lost, right? It's crazy. Crazy how the world works. Torn labrum too. That's not great at all. And out for the season. I've been a huge supporter of Tyus Jones, but one other guy that's more out there is DeJounte Murray, who I'm kind of convinced would fit like a glove. I'm not gonna lie. Epic. You're speaking to my soul right now, because I almost made a video last week about DeJounte Murray, because it's kind of hard because you don't realize how he's kind of got buried, because everybody, when you think about Atlanta, you think of Trae Young. You don't think about DeJounte Murray. It's bro, they literally traded. It was a big deal when they brought him in, because it was a lot of money and everything. And it's where is he now? And it's he's not playing terrible to my knowledge. Matter of fact, let me pull up this guy. Let me pull up DeJounte Murray stats. Stats. Survey says 34.6 minutes, 20.9, basically 21 points a game, shooting 46.7% from the field. That's his highest field goal percentage of his career. 38.4% from three, second highest aside from his rookie season with the Spurs. 4.6 boards, 5 assists, 1.4 steals. Give me that, please. Please. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top. That would be amazing if we could get him. Obviously, it's going to be a lot harder to get him than a lower tier, like a Tyus Jones. But DeJounte Murray got that Colin Sexton dog in him, but he's an elite defender, right? He's got that Chris Dunn intelligence on defense. I'm not willing to bite that he's a perfect table setter, but he's definitely one of the best assist guys in the league. He will hunt down assists. And while it's slightly different from being a table setter, right? I don't consider there's good table setters that don't average 1 million assists a game. Likewise, there's some players that average 1 million assists and are terrible table setters, but they just make the easy pass, right? That just happens with a lot of guys. But DeJounte Murray is definitely one of those guys. Great defense, great shot making. As I said just now, 46.5% from the field and 38% from three. High level efficiency. He's tough. And if we could get that guy in a deal, that would be one of the only ways I would give up, I'm not going to lie, on Jordan Clarkson, was in a package for DeJounte Murray. I need somebody tough. I know the fit is going to fit. It can't be a questionable thing, because Jordan Clarkson has played well enough as of late for me to back up off the horse and be yo, get him out of here. There's no more there's no peasants with pitchforks, raising hell in front of his front door anymore, right? Because he's still inefficient, but he's been inefficient but efficient enough in the games that we need him to be, and we're winning games. And we've won most of our games with Chris Dunn at the helm by a large margin. I think we've only lost less than a handful. Tony Jones said will likely not be in the market for DeJounte. Ew. After that injury, I could tell Keontae jumped back up to around 200 pounds. Okay. DeJounte would be perfect, though. Yeah. Russ and a low deal would be good, too. Yeah. But I don't think we would end up getting Russ. And then defensively, he's not as great. He has the Colin Sexton dog in him, like as a player. Like there's very few guys you can put in that little circle of guys, and he is that quality guy. But I think he's also found home and he's comfortable where he is with the Clippers. I mean, for peace sake, he took like a $40 million pay cut. Like he was getting $44 million, and now he's getting like 4.5 this year, I think. Colin Sexton has averaged 21.2 points and 2.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists. Past 15 games, he's playing incredible basketball. Who they wander? You're spitting. You're talking about soul right now, dog. When Dunn starts, the Jazz are 9-3. When Dunn doesn't start, the Jazz are 9-17. I buy it. I'm buying that stock all the way because I want to Chris Dunn to start at the beginning of the season. But it didn't work out. No shame to THT, but, it didn't work. I need Sexton to drop a career high on Cleveland next time they play. That would be tough. That would be very tough. I would be beyond hype about that, but I don't think we're going to be lucky enough, unfortunately. But he every now and then, Colin Sexton gives me the vibe where he could give me a smooth 40 just out of nowhere. Just on a random Tuesday night. Not in a game that we need him to give us 40. Just like a random night against a random team, just doing it. Let's see. What a Lonnie Walker? Talk to me more about that. Tell me more about that, A1. But yeah, this game was actually phenomenal. Shout out to all y'all vibing in here, man. We got 38 people in here. If you haven't said anything in the chat, ask a question, man, or just say what's up. We're always welcoming. This is a vibe. It's home. Anybody can comment. It's not restricted to paid donations, though donations are loved. They just go towards video costs. But nah, man, who else is in here? Talk to me. Are the Jazz buyers or sellers at the deadline? If you asked me this about 15 games ago, I would say sellers. Easy. Now, I think we're low-key buyers, but buyers by a small margin. Not like we're going to do an overhaul, but we're probably going to ship out 3 or 4-ish pieces to get 1 or 2 really good to great pieces, depending on who's available in the market, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Because the availability of different good pieces is going to ultimately determine what we end up doing. He said, definitely going to condense the roster a bit. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Lonnie's more explosive than Dunn, in my opinion. Great defensive presence. I give the playmaking edge to Dunn, but Lonnie is a way better scorer. Yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. But I think the bigger issue is we need that playmaking sense because Lowry simply doesn't have the playmaking for himself or for his teammates. And unless you're going to require somebody like Fontecchio to really step it up or expect Colin Sexton to start averaging like closer to 8 assists instead of like his 4 to 5 assists that he's been giving us, it's not exactly the most ideal situation across the board, if I'm being quite honest. I don't hate the fit, though, because Lonnie Walker, especially when he was with the Lakers that one year, they didn't hold on to him, and they probably should have because it would have really paid dividends for them, if I'm being quite honest with you. I think that's the biggest thing. That would definitely be the biggest thing. Now he said, what? Siakam? I thought about Siakam actually very much so, but I don't know if they would take on John Collins. And I feel like for how much is Siakam getting paid? Because ultimately his And also, I heard he's being a little bit of a prima donna, and he's specific about like requesting where he wants to go, which to a certain extent he does have a right to decide. But it's the other side. It's like, brother, you're gonna go where we tell you to go. What about a veteran like Kevin Love? I don't think the Heat will let go of Kevin Love, and I think Kevin Love loves being on the Heat. That said, a player similar to Kevin Love, God, it's weird, but I kind of feel like Kelly Olynyk fills that role because he's willing to make that extra pass. He can shoot. He does a lot of things well. Um, but those type of guys are important for roster construction and just overall being a great team. We said Jazz are neither buyers nor sellers, in my opinion. They're just going to maximize the value where they can. I can respect that, Epic. I can respect that, yeah. You said Siakam is being picky? Yeah. The Kings Raptors trade didn't go down because Siakam said he isn't signing the extension. Wow, that's crazy. Why wouldn't he go to the Kings? That would be tough. De'Aaron, Siakam, and Sabonis? I'm assuming they would have to give up Keegan Murray. Or would they keep him? If they keep Keegan Murray, that would be tough. Yeah. That would be insane. But that's an interesting level of pickiness from him. Does he just not like the city of Sacramento or something? That's what I'm guessing. But if they get Gobert-like package, maybe even trade Lowry. Yep. Unlikely, yeah. I don't think that they will, but they have to entertain a package for Lowry, right? You have to entertain trading anybody on the roster because a lot of guys are playing well. And if you don't think that they necessarily fit the timeline, or you think that they might not be all that they're cracked up to be, like John Collins ended up turning out to be, you might want to go ahead and see what's going on for one. And then for two, go ahead and ship them out. And then just do it under the guise of, hey, we tested everybody's value. We liked what we could get back from you. We appreciate everything that you've done for the organization. But at the same time, we're going to have to do this other thing. We said if they, let's see, with quickly being traded to the Raptors, we could try and get Schroeder. He's around 7 assists. I actually don't hate that. I thought Schroeder was actually going to play a little bit better this year to start the season out, but he's been a little bit rough since being with the FIBA World Cup MVP. So OKC are the only contenders who have assets for the trade. Olynyk over Kevin Love. Yeah, at this stage in their careers, I'd say, yeah, I'm with you. The awkwardness of Kelly and Love being teammates. Yeah, fair. Fair. Yeah, you're right, Freddie. Probably thinks he's getting more money on the market. That's a terrible thing to think because he's really Siakam's not this. I don't want to be that guy, but I have to be that guy. Is Siakam a good player? Absolutely. But is he that guy? No, right? Because he was the 1B/2A character for Kawhi Leonard the 1 year when they got that championship. He's proven he can't be the 1A guy on the team for me, right? So are you going to go Scotty Barnes? Like, who are you? Trade away OG, so it's got to be Scotty. Scotty's got to be the head of your snake. And then you added RJ Barrett, who I love in a guaranteed second offensive option position. Because before, when he was on the Knicks, there was some nights where Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson were hot. Okay, they're going to be the guys you're playing third. Then it would be a night where Jalen Brunson would have a bad night, and hey, RJ, we need you to step up and be the 2 guy. And then you had other nights where Julius Randle would go down. And it's like, oh, you know what? We're going to need you to step up. And then it was too much fluctuation for him. And I think him going back and playing in his home country, even though obviously it's not his home city, being in his home country, being in front of his own fans, feeling more comfortable there, I think it's just a better fit. And then defensively, I think he's going to fit what they do well. He's long, he's rangy, he shoots the ball pretty well. And I just think that's a more ideal fit than what he had going on in New York, for sure. We said OKC would probably offer something really good for marketing, but I'm not sure if Utah will buy anyways. Yeah, because the thing is, if you help OKC, you're gonna have to see them for the next 5 to 6 years. That's the biggest issue that I have with any trade we do with the Oklahoma City Thunder, because effectively you're saying, hey, we're gonna help you be a better team than us for the next half a decade at least. Because remember, Shea's young. Chet is a rookie, quotation, air quotes, a rookie, right? A lot of these guys are extremely young pieces, either the same age or younger than some of our key pieces. So if we send Lowry over there to help them out, they're going to be that much better, that much earlier, and for that much longer. And we're going to have to deal with that on a consistent basis every time we go to the playoffs. I'm not really trying to do that. I'm not going to lie. Let's see. We said we need to know exactly what they need. Yeah, playoffs will give them the answer. Yeah, let's see Lowry with Embiid. As much as that would work, I pray that doesn't happen. Dallas will overpay Siakam. Low key, I think they would, because they do have the money there. Because their front court isn't of anything particularly great, like Grant Williams. Ew. Um, nah, and it's just Kyrie and Luca. Now Lively's been tough though. Their young center has been tough. He said, I think it's like Derek Lively, the Mavericks starting center. Dallas, let's see, somebody like LaMelo would be a dream for the Jazz, really. Mm-hmm. The issue with LaMelo is he doesn't play great defense. And if you're the Jazz, you need somebody that's going to be a great defender, because you're going to have to put him alongside Colin Sexton. The thing about LaMelo is he has glass ankles for one. Like, his lower body is just an L lower body. But on top of that, his effort defensively just isn't the greatest. He does get his hands in passing lanes and does deflect a lot of balls. But at the same time, I don't know if that's enough for me. Mm-hmm. But if you want somebody that can give you, 20 to 28 on a nightly basis and give you some good assists, that's a guy you can trust. Like, he's gonna be consistent in that manner. Yeah, Lee said I'm back-ish. I'm in my hotspot, which sucks. Yeah, what word every 2 sentences? Nah, I'm with you. I could totally see John Collins for Joe Harris and 2 second rounders being a deal that happens, since Detroit just needs something to happen at this point. Oh, I actually don't hate the fit of John Collins alongside alongside Cunningham. That would add some shooting for their team. It would make them a better defensive team, but they're already a hot dog water defensive team, so there's not much saving that. But I actually think that would help them get better, and it would help us addition by subtraction a little bit. RJ is a very negative player, though, so I don't know how he helps Toronto. Granted, I haven't heard like one word during the entire thing, but I heard Barrett. I think the thing about RJ Barrett is, because of the fluctuations in his role with the New York Knicks, it made him look like a worse player than he actually is. Now, he hasn't been a great player. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that. But I'm also expecting like that home field advantage, him having a defined role that will not change. I think those two things will end up making him very important and integral, honestly, to their success long term. Let's see. Dunn is also a good rebounder for his position, which gets overlooked. High key, Andrew. You bring up a good point. How do you feel about Markelle Fultz? I love Markelle Fultz these days. He's been looking a lot better, right? I remember when he first came in the league, he was supposed to be tough, and then they had the mysterious, he can't shoot anymore. And now he's been like really, really good. I don't know how he's got to be like around Lowry's age, so I don't hate that fit actually. And he might be cheap, low key, but the Magic are winning games, so he might come at a little bit of a cost. I don't know his numbers off the top of my head. I'm not gonna lie to you. Might as well keep THT. I see what you're saying, Money. I see what you're saying. That's an interesting one. That's definitely an interesting one. I need to upgrade my network. It's difficult to see what's going on during the live. I can understand some of the things from the comments. I'm sickly. As long as that video goes up tonight and we can watch it. I think SGA, Dort, Williams, and Markin and Holmgren would be a pretty good starting five. That would be a great starting five. Like, SGA is already an all NBA offensive and defensive talent. Lou Dort hasn't improved very much from last season, but he's a solid overall dog type mentality player. Williams speaks for himself, right? Markkinen, we see him on a nightly basis. Chet Holmgren, tough. Young Kevin Durant, tough with better efficiency. Tough. Better defense. Tough. You can't make that stuff up. And I would hate to have to play that on a nightly basis. Forget the Celtics. These guys would be tough all the time. I couldn't do that. I would hate to do that. Say 2, yes, sir. RJ helps Toronto because he's a net positive to OGs, but offensive production while adding the extra 15 to 20 from IQ. Fair play. I keep seeing Trae Young to Utah rumors. I despise them. I love Trae Young here. Here's the thing about Trae Young, right? Defensively, he would be a nightmare. You cannot play him and Colin Sexton on the court at the same times. And it's like, okay, so we're gonna bench Colin Sexton, right? We can't put Jordan Clarkson on the floor to start. That's not gonna work. Okay. So who do we pair him with? That's the part that gets tricky. Because if you put Trae on the floor, he's gonna get ISO'd. He's gonna get exploited in pick and rolls. As much as teams can get him into pick and rolls and get him active, they're going to do it. That's the biggest issue with Trae Young. Now, from an offensive skill set, I love it, right? I think he's been pretty efficient from three this season as well. So great. Think of a great three-point shooter, solid floater, a good finisher at the rim, reads the court well. I would say not as much of a table setter as Chris Dunn, but probably more liable to give you double-figure assist games. So in that sense, I do understand it. I do understand it. Let's see. Last thing on Dunn, he can guard 1 through 4. He's physically strong. It's a very solid player all across the floor, and he communicates well too. That's a big important thing on defense. I will say if you're not giving up the core, then maybe 2 for and maybe like 2 first. Sure, I'd do it for Trae, but like THT Clarkson, who else for Trae and picks are we giving up? Good point. Trae Young with Colin is the same issue we have with Mark Conley and Donovan. It's the reason Danny H wanted to trade for size. Fair play. Trae Young to the Jazz would be a blanket statement. Not gonna happen. I know he's controversial, but Ben Simmons. His lack of bro. I could make a whole video about how much Ben Simmons pisses me off. He's one of those guys, oh, he's the next LeBron James. It's like, bro, all he has to do is make a conscious decision to get a bucket. Excuse me raising my voice, but I've never seen somebody so big, so capable, choose not to be like that. Like he literally says he actively has to think in his mind, yo, I'm low-key tough. Nah. Like what goes on in his head? Because he's really like that for real, and he chooses not to be. We see all the offseason workout videos of him taking fadeaways, three-pointers, all this stuff, and then we don't get to see it in the regular season. It's like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing? Lock in. Great defensive talent. Great table setter, right? But it's that offensive bag and his lack of willingness to do it. Like Chris Dunn outright just hasn't been the most efficient. But Ben Simmons actively looks on the court like he's trying not to work the man in front of him. And that's what pisses me off the most about his game. Because it's not even like, oh, if I was 6'10", I'd be doing everybody dirty. It's like, no. But darn it, I guarantee you 50% of the point guards you put in front of me can't guard me. So I'm about to put him on his butt. Like, what? Be for real. Me personally, though. I don't know. That said, Lee totally only real difference between Utah having size at the 3-4-5. All Bogdanovich from Atlanta. I don't hate that. Offensively, Trae would work with Larry, but defense worries me. Yeah. You think Jazz are in a playoff run? I wouldn't believe that they won Sixers and Bucks on the road. I do think so. I don't know if we're, a top 5. I don't think we're a top 5 NBA team in the West, right? But do we deserve to be at least playing? Yes, we're definitely playing basketball. I think we're playing 7th, 8th seed basketball right now. Fringe 6th. Because I think in my prediction video at the very beginning of the season, I said the Jazz could peak at the 6th seed. So this is making my prediction look a lot more realistic. Yo, I'm not going to lie. I was just reading the chat and I thought y'all were talking about me. My name's Sadiq with 2 A's, actually. So I saw Sadiq May and it threw me for it. I was like, yo, who from my personal life is in here? Oh, that caught me off guard. Um, but yeah, I do think we're in a playoff run. Can't play Ben in the fourth. How does that help? True. Sadiq Bey would be awesome for the Jazz. I think so. I think so. Yeah, you are correct. Ben just choose to not be tough, and I feel like Hardy can push him to succeed. You think so? Interesting. Interesting. What would you have to trade to get Trey? That's the biggest thing because it'd be kind of costly, right? He's the core, he's the biggest guy, he's the talk of the town for Atlanta. So to get the face of a team off that team, it would cost a pretty penny, right? Absolutely. And he would also have to probably want to get traded because I don't think it's a situation where you could trade him and he just like he doesn't voice anything and all the fans are accepting of that. I don't think that works. Um, Ben was aggressive prior to last Sixers playoffs. After that, you think he had injury? I'll say though he won't shoot because he may have bad depth perception. Really, I didn't know that. Bad depth perception is crazy though. Seriously, what is bro doing with his life not improving his game? I don't hate him for winning rookie year either. He did more than score. He had LeBron type passing, but he has no growth. I think that's the most irritating thing about him. He's been the same guy, and it's like at one point that was great, but now it's like that's not enough, buddy. Help, you know. Utah has a type of roster that could steal a playoff series, but not more than that. I'm willing to entertain that epic. I'm willing to entertain that. Jazz are playing like top five team the past 15 games. LOL. Yeah, but over a 7 game series is the toughest part. I think for me, the potentialness of a 7 game series. Worst comes to worst, we just trade for LeBron. Hey man, just draft Bronny. Forget it. Just draft Bronny. Don't even worry about it this year. We'll start LeBron at point guard next year. And we'll have Bronny right behind Colin second. Well, no, we have Keontae George. Not Keontae George. We have Jordan Clarkson still. But yeah, something that would be tough. I'm trolling, obviously, but I would love to have LeBron, even if it was just for 1 year, just to see how things would go. Let's see. Worst comes to word. So the argument for Ben to Jazz seriously, a sophomore head coach can finally make him change something like that. Clearly born with lack of effort. It's tough because sometimes Ben just doesn't look hungry. Like even his off the court antics and what he does just outside of the game just doesn't seem like it's ideal. I guess. Hendricks adding 20 pounds, slightly improving those handles and face-up offense will make Utah look pretty dang good. Yes, I think he has a, I think he has a Kawhi type peak. He's not gonna have a crazy handle right at any point, but considering the way he already shoots the ball, if he can evolve his face-up, oh, whoops, if he can evolve his face-up game, I definitely love the situation that he puts us in overall. I think he could be one of those big, like missing piece kind of guys for this team, most definitely. Ben got his max contract and stopped improving. That's the way it feels, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, that's definitely the way it'd be feeling. You said can't say it's like effort. Someone who plays defense aggressively doesn't like effort. It's difficult because like it's a level of offensive intensity that he lacks. So it's like, do we call it effort? What should we name it? Because it's difficult. You said Lowry is like Dirk Nowitzki. I can see that, but Dirk had a tougher like dribble game, like set his own offense up, and Lowry doesn't seem to be able to exercise that aspect of his game too much. And that's the biggest thing for sure. Realistically, if he was given the chance, how many points do you think Sexton would be able to average in his prime? If you told Colin Sexton you are our main offensive threat, we need you to help us. Judging from like his decent 3 point efficiency, this is gonna sound crazy a little bit, but I think he could probably give you like 27 a night. I don't think he's going to give you 30 on good efficiency at least. I think he could give you 27 though. I think 27 is definitely attainable for Colin Sexton and his style of play. But that also requires him to have a certain type of teammate and him to consciously understand this is his. No matter what we do, we're willing to live and die by your shot selection, basically. That's the other big thing for him. But yeah, 20, 25, 27-ish, I don't think would be crazy for him. But I don't know if he'll ever actually like see that in a season in his career, I think. Just because small guards like him, when you think of like winning teams, Curry's the only guy that actually did that. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Think Lowry is a go. Has to go. Oh, has to be an all-star. Oh, okay. It's a good Monday. Oh, it's a great Monday, Mate. It's a great Monday. Dirk can create his own shot. Lowry's still developing it, which he did great with tonight, to be honest. Yeah, low key, actually. Thank you for calling that out, Lee. Yeah, he definitely did better. We saw flashes today. We don't usually see flashes. We usually see him just catch and shoot. And this was better. Or catch and dunk. You think 27 is reasonable? Fair. But Lowry's still 2 years, 18 million. Or did I remember wrong? Ballpark, I think it's around the same. But regardless, it's a good contract. You just want to go ahead and like bump that extension so you don't got to worry about it later. And he wants to sign. So that's a big part too. On a team option the last year, marketing. Yeah. If Sexton was on the Wizards, he would average 25. Sexton on the Wizards would do everything that Jordan Poole wishes he was doing on the Wizards right now. Basically. Dirk was forced to creating his own shot the year after they let Steve Nash go. His shot creation was similar to Lowry's up until 70%. Those field goal made were assisted. Interesting. Fred VanVleet, no. That's the hater in me, low key. Wait. Are you saying us getting Fred VanVleet or Fred VanVleet just scoring on his own? Let me know, A1. I don't want to misanswer your question. My hand started bleeding, guys, out of nowhere. I was sick. Ouch. Danny Ainge's goal is to get Utah a chip. I'm wondering if his idea of this offseason, he's aging and clearly doesn't want to drag it out. Just wondering who his next target is. Yeah. Because, like, do you think you can draft a one, or do you think it's just it's just there? Do you think you already have it? Are you going to try and just develop what you already have on your team and trade away some picks? Maybe trade up in a draft and pick a specific person? I don't know. Scoring, Fred VanVleet, really around ballpark around Colin Sexton, honestly. Like, I would say 24 to 26. He doesn't strike me as a 30-point per game scorer because of his size, build, and play style. And sometimes, like last year, people accused him of shot checking. Like the Toronto fans specifically, really didn't like having on the team because, yes, he was averaging a lot of assists, but it was like the way he was doing it was like in a stat patty-ish way. He's never been known for being like a great defender. So yeah, and I felt like they overpaid for him, but they're winning games, so couldn't have been too crazy, right? From their overall draft and selection percentages and just decisions, honestly. He makes $40 million a year. Yeah, nasty. I like Fred VanVleet. If you're not paying $80 million a year for him, yeah, he's if people think John Collins is overpaid, that man Fred VanVleet is overpaid. Because boy, what? Absolutely not. No. Multiple guys can dribble, shoot, pass. Yeah, they're gonna try and go to the Boston route. Fair play. Dange probably isn't the easiest guy to talk about trades. Yeah. Hell no. Yo, Martin, that's your first comment in here. You must have felt that one with your whole chest. I'm with you though. He said, Monty said, I want $40 million a year. Man, I'll take a Chris Dunn contract. Give me the vet minimum. Give me that 2.1 mil. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm ecstatic for myself. Like what? So easy. Boston, especially the 06-09 route, seems to be what Ainge wants here. Hard with the new CBA to trade for 2 stars, but I could see him doing that. Interesting. They made it clear they want three star level players, so they probably not going to go for a number one. Yeah, but you still have to have an alpha dog out of the number one, unless you're willing to say that Colin Sexton is your alpha dog out of the will be the alpha dog out of the three, and then the other one will fit in alongside Colin Sexton, Larry Markkinen type ability, because somebody has to be your biggest dog in the fight at all times. Like regardless, like if things get tough, this is the man we're deferring to. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing for them to decide, whether it's going to be some between somebody they have on the team, or if they're gonna go out and get that third person, or if they think Colin Sexton isn't part of that big three. That's also a possibility, right? And then it's like, okay, so we need two people, and who are those two people going to be? Who is going to be the alpha out of the two? You know, interesting. Do you think the Jazz should make a trade to get a great player if it means sending one or multiple first-round picks? We have a lot of picks to play with. Depending on how many firsts we have, I might be willing to entertain. More like an unguardable team. Honestly, Terry Rozier wouldn't be bad at all. He's been having a good season. Yeah, defensively, he leaves a little bit of question marks, though. That's the one thing about him. They just need to have a shot creator with size, but they also have to be a great defender or have the size. Yeah, with size. So with size, I'm assuming you're saying a great defender because of their size. I'm willing to bite on that one, money. I know it's crazy. I just want to see this Jazz team does in a playoff series going 100%. So many fighters on the roster like Colin, Ochai Lowry, Simone, even Taylor, DBH, high effort. Fair. But Wembanyama and the Spurs, I'm disappointed. I'm not necessarily disappointed in the fact that they're losing, right? I thought they would lose. I thought they would decide, we need another big piece. That wouldn't surprise me. Now, the most anticlimactic and hilarious thing possible would be if they're tanking just to draft Bronny just because they know LeBron is going to want to play with his son. And they bring that in, and that's Pop's final, FU move to the league. Haha. That would be actually I can't explain to you how hard I would be dying laughing at the start of that season. If that happened. Obviously, it's a long shot. They should low-key trade for Bol. I saw they had interest in doing the Twin Towers. I made a joke about it earlier on in the season. I love Bol. Apparently he has the attitude issues or whatever the case may be. If the brother can ball and you guys can't score a bucket, put him on the floor. Put him on the floor and put a leash on him. Whoo, that could have got bad real quick. And put a leash on him and just let the dog play. Right? Just sit him down if he needs to be sat down, though. Because I think it's ridiculous that we keep getting taste, tests, and sample size of Bol and be like, Victor Wembanyama was molded after this guy. And then it's like, well, we've never also seen this guy actually go off. He's never had the opportunity to genuinely just go off. So just interesting. But Wemby's tough. Chet has that young Kevin Durant game, but then Wemby has more of not necessarily a back-to-basket, but more of a power forward-y, centerish, traditionalist type game. And it's which one do you want? Because it's different flavors. It's like chocolate and vanilla ice cream. I like both, but it's what am I feeling today? Because they're both really good at what they do, and that's a great thing to have. And the league is honestly in good hands. And it's side note, LeBron, Curry, all the guys getting older. LeBron trying to hand Father Time as big as L. Dunking on Paul George like that from darn near the free throw line at 39 years old is absolutely insane, side note. But the league is starting to get younger, and it's a lot of guys are getting bigger. We said I want Kessler to play more. No, I understand that. Trey Man, I don't hate that. I don't hate Trey Man. I want Kessler to play more. Yeah, I do too. The only reason I'm not making a fuss about Walker not playing more, I thought about making a video about it, but I don't really have any actual information to give you guys in a video like that. It would just be voicing my grievances. I don't think anybody cares that much. But If I catch wind of something, I'm definitely gonna make it. I'm gonna end up making a video about it because it's just interesting to see that Walker's been reduced to this again. And it's working, right? It's working, which is why I can't say but too much about it. But it's like it's also surprising because like what's actually going on here. Do you think if LeBron would take a vet minimum just to play with his son? He said he would do anything. So I would be willing to entertain that. Like no matter what team ends up drafting him, I do genuinely think LeBron would go there, despite losing out on millions. He said, "Good way to get yourself." Yeah, I had to money. I had to. I've been a little bit wild lately. I've been a little bit too free. I'd rather get Trey Jones and Tyus Jones. Trey's a better defender. Fair play. Walker's been a better scorer. Played more minutes. Has to be a better scorer to play more minutes. You think that's what it is, money? I wonder if John Collins being put on a pedestal right now and like just shown at the auction is also what they're waiting on so they can get Walker more minutes. And then have Taylor Hendricks actually like spot fill in for these 24 minutes that Walker's been playing a night. He said can't afford to play non-scores with high minutes penalties. Yeah, that's true. There are any good players the Jazz could trade for that would want to play in Utah? Obviously, any international player would probably not care. That said, you just need someone that's really evenly killed personality-wise, because a lot of it comes down to personality of the player. Like not even their place, not even just their place out, but you need to bring somebody in that's gonna like the roster, like the coaching staff, like the city, and then just likes the ball. In almost about in that order, honestly. Trey Jones isn't bad. I think Tyus is a little bit more polished, but if you want to go long-term guards, I think Trey. League average like 117 right now. Interesting. All right. He's like, John Collins is a better stretch big, allowing Dunn and Sexton to attack the rim. True. Sexton can be a good second option. Only thing holding him back besides the size is his tunnel vision, but his improvement has been good all around. I also believe in Keenup potential. Fair play. I'm with you. I want more rebounding from Walker. Yeah, sometimes Walker Kessler doesn't seem to clean up the glass the way I would love for him to, right? Like 6 boards isn't bad. 2 offensive boards isn't bad. Considering he also only played 21 minutes, that's solid. No! Oh, okay. I'm still here. Whew, I got scared. That's also fair, but yeah, I wouldn't be too over the moon about it, personally. Oh yeah, Keontae, yeah. Some people call him Keynote. Some people say, what was the nickname? Somebody said like the keynote of the Jazz or something. Which is a rather suiting nickname for him. I'll give them that. Hard for Walker to be great a rebounder given the position he's put in on both sides of the floor. Fair. That's another big thing, I guess. Yeah. Because a lot of times he finds himself under the rim, not actually in reboundable position. And we're still a great rebounding team with him on the floor or without him on the floor. So I guess that also like really plays a big role in everything going on. Fair play. Yeah, I understand. But yeah, man, 100%. 100%. Let me think. I'm still not terribly against Utah spending the THT Collins deals on an expiring Gordon Hayward second round pick. I explained it months ago, but he's multi-positional and makes right reads. I don't hate it. Okay, yeah. I understand that pick. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I'm not against you on that one. Not at all. If I'm being honest. Not at all. But any more thoughts, questions, anything, gentlemen? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I had a pretty solid stream tonight, guys. About 30 plus of us in here, just vibing out. A quality Utah Jazz W. We don't get, well, we have been getting a lot of those lately. Who am I kidding? I was about to say we don't get those often, but like too used to that other one. Favorite color? Red. I've always been a red guy. But lately, I don't know. That purple's been talking to me. Talking crazy. Hearing a bunch of names, but not hearing who we're gonna give up for these guys. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. It's about who they want. Is it Ray think he's gonna cook nicely? Yo, Epic, you're a fool. It is low key 1 a.m. for me though. I'm on the East Coast. Who else is on the East Coast with me? We got more people in the chat than usual today. Who else is on the East Coast? It don't matter where y'all is. Let me know something. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. But yeah, we have fun. We have fun, man. 100%. Mm-hmm. Look at the Celtics. As many go-to guys you have, the better. Fair. Midwest. You don't seem as tired as the stream a few weeks ago. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Before the stream, I laid down on the couch and I was out like a light. And then I got up, showered. So when I watched the end of the game and I literally set up the stream and I was like, all right, guys, just leave thoughts. I'll be back in 20 minutes. I was like, yeah, I'm about to shower, wake myself up, and I'm going. But yeah, we're rocking out. 7 a.m., 7:48 a.m. Are you in Finland, Para? Are you in somewhere? Are you in Italy? Somewhere in Europe right now? Because you're 7 hour time difference. Dallin, what's up, my guy? Finland? Okay, cool. Nice. Salt Lake City from Newark, New Jersey. Show shot. That's real. The guys were giving up. John Collins, THT, maybe Jordan Clarkson, Kelly Olynyk. Yeah. We got a lot of picks to work with too. I don't know how many people are going to take the picks. How many people would like to have them, but those are definitely going to be on the table. South Korea? Bro, what? We got people in Asian nations in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. I feel so accomplished. That's so awesome. I'm glad to have you, A1. Really, from Finland. Morning shift in work. You're at work right now, MV? City called Kapka. Really? Huh. That's interesting. You're in the army though? Okay. Fair play. That makes more sense. But still, that's still tough. You're still in Korea. That don't change that. Somebody's in Korea watching the stream. Don't care. Yep. I'm claiming it. Don't care. Mm. Yep. Jazz Nation Worldwide. That's what I'm saying. James, what's good, my guy? Yes, sir. Monty said, I'm at home. Yeah. Playoff bound show shot. I think low key. We're definitely play in bound, right? There's nothing really stopping our momentum right now. Just watch the game. Let's go. Yes, sir. Do you think the Jazz could make the playoffs this year? I definitely think so. I thought so in the beginning of the season. I still think so now. I think it's more comfortable. Yeah, Epic, you're a fool. Yeah. No, actually, realistically, what's 30 times 30? 900? Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. Now that you mentioned Epic, yeah, I'll fly out there. You can somebody let me know. Can you take cameras into the arena? Can you take cameras into the Utah Jazz arena? Because one of my friends told me like at the Charlotte arena, you're able to bring them in, but I don't know if it's like every stadium thing or how that works. So somebody let me know if you have the opportunity. What a game! We now have 6 straight at home or something. Yeah, we're definitely The scariest part of the schedule where I said we needed to go at least 1-2, 1-3. We're already 2-1, right? So Nuggets game coming at home. I like our odds. I love our odds actually. It's good stuff. I wasn't sure about the playoffs a few weeks ago, but now it seems possible. Yeah. Your phone is a camera. True, but Andrew, like getting the film and like B-roll from like because I have a Lumix G, is it G35 or G37? One of the two, like I've got a couple videography cameras. So low key, if I go, I want to get some like real smooth cinema cinematography done. Yeah, that thing. Yeah. He said we could sneak a camera in if it's not allowed. They have metal detectors checking for weapons, man. I think cameras are fine. Okay, cool. Very good, Utah right now. I'm saying 2-1 versus the top three East teams. Yeah. Admittedly, they were a little bit hampered by injury, but hey, I'll take the win anyways. Just getting Miles Bridges to the Jazz. I would not hate Miles Bridges. Josh Giddey, I don't know 100% how I feel. I don't hate the fit, right? I definitely don't hate the fit, but I don't know how much I actually love the fit. Miles Bridges, I think, is very, very attainable. I don't know if he would like being in Utah, but at this point, he would do better. He would do socially better, like off the court in Utah. But I don't know if we would get that. Delta is kind of strict, no laser pointers, for sure. After the Harden incident, no front row signs. I assume cameras are okay, but might get checked. Okay, cool. 2 months left until I'm off this hotspot. Got you, Lee. Smooth cinnamon roll. Definitely upgrading my upload speed. Nah, I understand. No giddy, please. I feel you. Shocked this team's winning. This was more or less the team that I saw starting the season out. Minus take out Fontecchio and start Walker Kessler. But I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I mean, we're all happy. Obviously, we want to see our team win, but this is a very contentable situation if you're a Utah Jazz fan. I think can be playing no matter what. Can't even write correct. Hey, a win. He said we'll take those wins any day. Yes, I'm with you. It's okay. I understood what you meant, Para. I'm locked in. Yeah. Any win you can get is a good win, especially against a quality team, right? Even if they don't have all of their big pieces, if they have enough of them, give it to me anyways. I don't care. And I'll see you when I see you, and we'll worry about that when you're fully healthy. You think they could t- make the number 6 points playoffs? Yes. Yeah. I'm willing to bite on it. Yeah. Even though it won't happen, Jimmy Butler would be perfect for this team. Intensity wise and everything, I would like to see Jimmy Butler out here. But yeah, you're right. The odds of Jimmy Butler caring enough about Utah to give them a shot is slim to none, especially since he found his perfect spot where he is. Yeah, ninth spot. I think low key a reasonable ceiling that I think is perfectly attainable if the West stays as rocky as it is right now. Seventh, sixth would be a little bit pushing it, but I think is possible. But I think seventh is a realistic ceiling for this team. If I dislike a player, it's Levine. Fair. I'm not mad at that at all, actually. Even though some people think I would. Lonzo's running again. Just wait till he's actually basketball running. I would love that. If the Jazz make the playoffs, can you come to a game? Honestly, I just need the money to come to a game. I will end up going. I will end up going at some point this season. I told the boys, like I keep telling everybody, I will. I don't know when the YouTube ad revenue and everything is gonna be enough, but at some point we're going to see how things are looking at the end of this month and really at the end of February because it might end up being March time that I have to come to a game. But I do, before the end of the season, like before playoffs, want to come to a game for sure. Like undoubtedly. No question in my mind. Because I've said I've watched too much, said too much. Like I'm all around here. So I think that would be big, honestly. And I really like that idea. Tell the Jazz to make the playoffs so you have more time to save. Basketball fans waking up here in Finland because of Lowry. We usually all about hockey. That's tough. That's tough. You got to respect that at the end of the day because that's big. He means something serious. Start making Mark Kazemba videos. Run up a bag. That's what I'm gonna start doing on my main channel. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be as tough because I can't do it like Mike, right? I can't do it like what's his name? The goat. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Jimmy High Roller. I can't. I'm not Jimmy. I'm not Jimmy. I'm not cut like that. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna find some way. I'm gonna find something. Yo, Lee's big money for real. Lee is big money for real. Go to the Jazz game. I'll pay for your ticket. Hey, we're gonna figure something out. We're gonna figure something out. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. Play so many bets in the summer. Took over the win total for the Jazz. Bet them to make the playoffs. Even bet them to win 40. If those hit, I'm making good cash. Oh, epic! I know. I know you happy about that one. What's your main page? It's just at the Wraith Hoops. I don't have any actual videos up. Hold on. I'm gonna drop in the chat at the Wraith Hoops. That's the app. Like if you look up that app in YouTube, it should come up. I don't have a video up. My first video, I'm still yet to get it back from Sachi. That was supposed to be a Lowry marketing video. But what I might do is post that video on here and make a video about the one and only what's his name? I don't know if y'all can see that, but Lonzo Ball. That might be what I go for. Instead, I'm probably gonna do videos every Friday on that channel. And then still keep like 2 to 3-ish videos on this channel. And then I'm live for basically every game for the most part. I try to be. But yeah, for sure. Are you cheating on the Jazz with your other account? Nah, I could never. This account is what started it all. I could never cheat on the Jazz. That's why I live stream every game, regardless. You feel me? Never, Monty. Never. Where it shows up to Delta, it's gonna look like SpongeBob's neighborhood during the Pretty Bad episode. Yo, Epic, you are hilarious. By the way, I got your logo. I need to put together. Go there. Awesome. Yes, sir. Lee's a goat. He's a goat. Did I tell y'all that? Oh, I gotta. Does anybody know any really good like clothing vendors, like for merchandise? Just out of question. I know this is completely off topic. I didn't really have any more particular basketball takes, by the way, just for anybody out of my last 27 that was like just vibing here with us. In case you just wanted to chat, I want to say, hey, let me know something, guys. But he said lowercase go, by the way. I would say if anybody knows like any good vendors for clothes, hats, anything like that, bags, because I wanted to low key do merch and I want to do merch, but I don't know who to do it through. Because I personally, obviously, I'm in North Carolina, so I don't know. Like, yeah, Mr. Beast is from North Carolina, but is Mr. Beast gonna put me on game? No. Mr. Beast has bigger fish to fry, wells to build, and all that sort of stuff. Just crazy things. But I don't have that particular luxury. So if anybody knows of any like vendors or stuff like that, let me know. DM me on Twitter or IG, whatever the case may be. Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter and IG too, by the way. Yeah. Just message me whenever. Things of that nature. You'd be surprised who puts you on. That's true. I watched Larry Bird when growing up, not even a Boston fan. And of course, Jordan, Pippen, Robin, etc. Fair play. Fair play. You think the Jazz are going to trade anybody? Yeah. There's going to be a couple trades. There's going to be a couple trades that go off. Or like it's either going to be one big one, but I feel like we're not going to make a blast. It's going to be like a calm little trade for us, like maybe 2 or 3-ish. You're not neighbors with Mr. Beast? If I was out with Mr. Beast, Me and Jimmy would be vibing. I would have been there. I would have flown a private jet. What are you talking about, man? Come on, Monty. You know how Mr. Beast get down. I don't have that same luxury, but by and large, yeah, that's just what it is. Mm-hmm. Favorite comfort food? I don't know because it kind of changes from time to time. But you can't go wrong with chocolate, right? Like a simple Hershey's chocolate bar. Can't go wrong with chocolate. I'm a chocoholic. I love chocolate. Hoping Jason Preston ends up being like Chris Dunn all over again. Crazy, overperforms, and immediately becomes a huge piece. LOL. That would be fair. Dark or milk? Low key, I like dark. I like dark. I don't hate either one, by the way. But yeah, probably dark. Yo, this has been a really fire live, y'all. This live has been, for lack of better phrasing, live. That's good though. That's good though. It makes me happy. I'm glad that everybody checks in, pops out, things of that nature. Makes things more interesting for everybody. But anybody in the chat that hasn't said something yet, say what's up, man. Let me know who you are. Clearly, you must like the Utah Jazz, or else you wouldn't have clicked on my live. I'm just a random black guy. Yeah. You're welcome. I think it's boring when I missed the last. Of course, Monty. Should the Jazz trade Lowry to Oklahoma if they get 5 first rounders and young talent? The issue is Oklahoma will immediately become borderline contender status. Give them another year, and I would say people will call them legitimately contenders. So the issue would be by the time you're a good team, because of the picks that you traded everybody for, these guys are going to be an established, tough, seasoned team that's going to give you hell every time you're in the playoffs. And I think that would be the biggest issue with trading with the Thunder. My personal gripe, though, of course. It's a fun fact. Utah is plus 69 over the past 15 games. Just plus 69? We did only lose by 12 today. We only did win by 12 today. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Since I rarely say anything, I just want to say I'll just say what's up. Yes, sir, Lee. We appreciate you, brother. You think they could trade for Trae Young? I don't know if it would happen, but I would love it. I would love it. But would I love it? It might cost too much, and then defensively the fit is shaky. That's the biggest issue with him. So I can't say I love it, but it wouldn't be too bad. Due to the Boston game, that silly me. Yeah, that actually destroyed our hearts. Yeah. But overall, it's been a very solid season for these guys, if I'm being honest. And I love that. Yes, sir. Absolutely. My thing's not working. My thing is selling. My thing is selling. It's still selling. Okay, never mind. Just trying to do something. Won't let me do it. Collins is a negative 47 in the last 15. Kessler's a plus 129. Golly. Plus 129 is absolutely insane. I don't think people actually understand how crazy that box plus minus is while playing simultaneously 21 to 26 minutes a night. That's crazy. Yeah, OKC doesn't need more help. They're doing just fine on their own. Yeah. John Collins is the best value the Jazz have, according to YouTube video I watched earlier. Really? That's crazy. Really? I mean, maybe. I guess that's easily dispensable from the team. I guess you could say that. So I can't hate that, I guess. It makes sense. Yeah. I'm not mad at it. No. Took me a second to wrap my mind around it, though. I will say that. But yeah. What else we thinking about, gentlemen? feel Lowry costs like $7 in playing a top 15. I'd say the best in terms of who they'd actually trade. Yeah, that's fair. Fair play. Fair play. Fair play. Fair play. But yeah, bring Shaq back. You can't tell that guy's happy or angry. I'm weak. We've been vibing out for real. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I am the oldest of 7. Yeah. I laugh at all these Warriors with Lowry would be dangerous. Sixers with Tyler Cassandra Lowry. Yo, those videos be making me sick to my stomach. Shout out to the other 15 listeners who are probably listening at work and can't hype the chat, can't type in chat. Yo, that's real. I'm not gonna lie. If you hopped in and all you can do is listen, I appreciate you. 1,000%. It's not happening. GMs live with it. How do you think we should trade for? Oh, who do I think we should trade for? Realistically, I don't hate our fit. I'm up in the air right now because like we kind of have to offload John Collins to make us an even more lethal team. But it's like, can you go with Walker Kessler at the start and bring Taylor Hendricks off the bench, or start Taylor Hendricks and keep Walker Kessler off the bench if that's what you want to do? And Walker's like a definite bench piece right now. If that's the case, you could potentially get away with it. I don't know 100%. But it's like at the end of the day, you have to unload some guys because they're not being net positives for the team. They're just kind of there. Yeah, it's a curious situation. And maybe you could upgrade at the point guard spot because obviously Chris Dunn doesn't have the same playmaking ability. He doesn't have the same scoring ability as some other premier point guards in the league. But if Keontae is ultimately your guy and you know you're not going to make the finals right now, I wouldn't be too pressed about it. But you do have to offload some of your talent this time. Get a couple assets back, I would say. It will be your perfect weekend. Watching anime, watching basketball, and hooping. Like, full week into that. Not worried about bills or anything. Going to a QT or get some gas station and getting a slushie after a hoop session. And then going home and watching basketball or watching anime. Yeah, definitely. The vibes, man. I'd love to get back to Rockton. I would not be mad at that, actually. I would not be mad at that at all, Lee. You bring up a good point with that. I agree that Hendricks should get more minutes. Yeah. Brogdon off the bench is lethal, but would stunt Keontae's growth. Low key. That's the only thing. You can do all those things in Utah while hanging out with your fans. Let me get the money to come out there, Monty. Let me get the money to come out there. At the end of this month, right? We are what is today? Today is, I almost said it's 102. That's not the date. Today is the 9th, right? The end of January. I'm going to do a video on my IRL channel about like my first, those not corny, but those videos where they're like, what I made my first month on YouTube. I'll probably do like one of those cutesy little videos just to like cue people in on the sports content creator space. And then based on how much I have after that, I'll let y'all know. I'll probably do a live dedicated to it, honestly, or something. I don't know. Maybe make a post or something, and then we'll figure that out. And yeah. But I'm trying to come see all this season. You said it was a great stream per usual. I'm gonna fall asleep. There's no hope in the Jazz steal a Denver game. Here's to hoping we steal the Denver's game. Yes, sir, Epic. I appreciate you like always, brother. How many hours do I need to watch to get you here? Yeah, you do enough, Monty. If as many times as you watch the videos and you're just in the stream and everything, that's enough. Because like that's the biggest thing for me, if I'm being honest. There's not really much more that I could even request of you guys. It's just it's fun. It's fun. What do you think about Will Hardy? I'm fond of Will Hardy. He's making more adjustments. He's liable to make mistakes, but at the same time, he also he also grows a lot from them. And he's a criticizable coach, right? That's a good thing to have. somebody that's willing to be held accountable for their own mistakes while simultaneously making the proper decisions and putting guys in the best positions to be successful. And he's one of those guys, and I'm appreciative of that. So I definitely am fond of him. He has more growth to go, obviously, as many coaches do. But overall, he's a solid piece that's really set for the team for the future. Eighth for us, you're living in the future, bro. I forget, but yeah, yes, Lee, you're right. You should set up a goal of money to come for a trip to Utah. I could play videos on repeat while I'm asleep. Bro, if you come to a game, let me know. I'd love to be there with my family hanging out with you. For sure, for sure. Lee, you're gonna be one of the first ones that find out. Obviously. Will Hardy doesn't seem afraid of conflict and more important, failure. Yes, important. Yep, Hardy will be the new Phil Jackson. I need it. He's tough. He's confident. He's willing to try. He's willing to make mistakes, right? He's willing to admit I messed up today. I was bad today. That's my fault, guys. And you need a coach that's going to be accountable for his mistakes. And then not only does he do that, but he's also willing to make adjustments, just switch things up, try new things, and be proven wrong, but also be proven right. And that's a big thing because as a coach, you want to be right. You want to be able to prove to your guys you know what you're talking about, and you're creating a worthwhile endeavor for them. And you don't want to be that guy that just can't, basically, if that makes sense. But I think he's definitely like one of those guys. He's one of those ones. Who's on the hang on invite list? Man, anybody that's around. I'll find a way. We might have to all meet up at a McDonald's or something. But we'll find a way. We'll find a way. Somebody, who was it that had 3 rooms in their basement because their older brothers all moved out? And it's just them and their parents. I don't think he's in the chat with us right now. I cannot remember his username for the life of me. But we were talking about this like 2 or 3 games ago in the streams. And it was... Wait, Tyson, it was you? Wait, Tyson, how old are you? Let me know. It is you. I don't know how I forgot that at all, actually. That's a very slow moment. You have to sell the thing to the guy. Me. Okay, fair. Also, side point to Will Hardy, he yells at Colin Sexton and Colin learns from it. That alone will make you love him because not everybody is coachable. Yup. Mm-hmm. Being willing to be criticized and also accepting it and moving forward is a big thing. And not all players are capable of that. And that's why a lot of them, no matter how good they are, have their own ceiling set for them because they're just too stubborn. I wasn't coachable. My coach still loved me. What an idiot. Lee, you're foolish. But yeah, man, that's just what it is. That's all it is, really. For sure. Yeah, someone explain Michigan versus Washington in basketball terms. Oh my God, that floored me. As a matter of fact, who won that game? Michigan versus Washington. Michigan packed them up expeditiously. Goodness gracious. Whew. Wow. That was crazy. I don't even know how to put that into words. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea how to put that into words. It's crazy though. Keontae makes us excited about our future. Lowry is our floor, but Kessler and Keontae are our ceiling raisers. Dunn needs to be untouchable. I would agree with you, Vesper. Oh, Vesper, that's your first comment today, brother. How's it going? Missed you. Be tough and don't be afraid to tell your own mistakes. We're all human and great coaches about tough love sometimes. Exactly. Great love like always, bro. Love the content. Gonna get ready for bed. Keep the live on. Good night, all. Nightly. Appreciate you for all you do, sir. Look at you. Um, dang, we've had a day today. We've had an insane day, if I'm being honest. Anything else on anybody's mind? Anybody else having a lovely night, a rough night, and anything interesting basketball wise going on? We ever make a wall of fame? Like what? Explain to me what you think it would look like, Monty. Dallin, you're good nighting. Good night, sir. Appreciate you. I'm about to lock us in. I'm about to lock us in. It's 1:10 a.m. out here. So, but I did want to give everybody a W stream because we don't. When's our next game? Friday? Today's Monday. No, it might be Wednesday. Might be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Hold on, let me look. Utah Jazz. Survey says, yeah. Okay, so it's gonna be Wednesday, Friday. Nuggets, then the Raptors. So yeah, just wanted to give us a good one. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. Wednesday Nuggets, yeah. List of favorite followers and favorite comments. That's a good idea, Monty. That is a good idea. I don't know how I would do it, but I would definitely look into doing it. I like that idea. That's a good one. Thanks for this. I just found the channel. Yeah, Para. Am I saying your name right, bro? Is it Para? Is it Para? Or is it like Para? Like is it American R like Para? Or is it Para? Sorry. Yeah. I just don't like saying people's names wrong, especially when you guys go out of your way, because I know I do have particularly for this team, there's going to be a lot of more international viewers. So I want to make sure when I'm interacting with you guys in the chat, I'm being completely genuine and like you guys feel like I actually care, right? Because I do. I don't want y'all to be like, this clown keeps saying, I love this guy's content, but he can't say my name right worth a lick. Like I don't want that, because my actual name is actually difficult to. Ardo? Really? That's tough. That's tough. Ardo. That I've never heard that before in my life. That's tough. Nah, that's tough. Oh, Tyson, you said Friday I'm going to the Raptors game. That'll be cool. Absolutely. I'm with you on that one. Wait, Tyson, do you have you don't have a season game pass, do you? Or do you? I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me know. But yeah, man. It's definitely been fun. And we still got 23 people in here, dog. We're all vibing. You just go to a lot of games? Okay, cool. Yeah, no, cause I like, yo, Tyson, you be at games, brother. Like you don't be at games like Tatum be at games, but you be at games. Every time that man Tatum pop up in the chat, he's talking about how he's what'd you call it? How he's sitting there in the middle of traffic coming home. He said 43 years young. Hey man. Years young. I love it. As long as you're having fun with it. South Korean still here? A1. Yes, sir. Pleasure. It's just the vibe having everybody out. That's what makes it the most enjoyable, honestly. That junk, I'm one sub away from 1,320. Who was the big Chinese guy in basketball? Yao Ming? Yeah. Right now we have Japanese, what's his name? Yuta Watanabe. He's tough. He said, dude, I'm always late to stream because of traffic. Yes, sir. Man, look. Is Chris Dunn due for a new video? Is Chris Dunn going to be my next target? Not my next target. That made it sound like he's a victim. Is Lee going to be Is Chris Dunn going to be the next topic for a video? I've gotten a couple for Fontecchio. I have another Lowry one coming out. I did a Colin Sexton one recently enough. I think that's worth it. Tyson, you said been here about that? Yeah. Yeah, Tyson. Yeah. Oh, Tyson, I remember because this is the thing, right? My videos from before, anybody that commented ever, I still remember vaguely. Like there's one guy, literally, do I still have it there? The background of my I don't know if y'all can see that, but the background of my phone is literally a chat log in my comment section between me and this one guy, Stephen Curry 6868. I have no idea where bro is now, but he was a big cat, one of those big people in the very beginning of the channel. Like back when I was getting like when me hitting 100 views was like I was hype. Like he was one of those main members, right? Like early on, crazy stuff. But yeah, it looks like Chris Dunn. It's like Chris. I'm gonna do a Chris Dunn video now. I'm debating because I could just do like a general video like I did updating about Fontecchio. Would that be good enough to you guys? Or would you prefer like a more in-depth one? Ooh, make a video about Coach Hardy. I could just screenshot it on my MacBook, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna take a picture on my phone so I remember to look at that. You got it, Monty. You got it. Very long time Utah fan. I was a Bulls fan forever in the golden era of the Bulls. The thing that really brought me to Utah was Speak of the Devil and He Shall Appear, Colin Sexton himself. Because I watched Colin Sexton since he was in high school when he popped out on the EYBL circuit, and then he went on to Alabama, and like the entire bench got ejected. Then what was it? Bryce Petty got injured, and the other guy got ejected, and so it was 3-on-5. Like that cemented Colin Sexton as like an all-time like big guy to me, and I was like, bro, nah, he's different. And like going into the league, I didn't care. He was always tough to me. He was just always tough. Let me see. My brain just logged out for a second. Yo, I need one more memorable. Yo, one sec. I need to be more memorable. Yo, one sec. Tyson, you're memorable enough. But yeah. Yo, YouTube eats so much of the profits, dude. Shout out to YouTube though, because that's what we're on. That's where we get to chat on right now. Like, yo, they eat up a lot of profits. Like, you remember that one day when everybody was donating, we got like $32 in the stream. They took $10 out of that. I was like, dang, guys. Well, they took 13, but yeah, I was like, dang, can we get, can we get like 70% of the gang's money? Like, goodness. Let me see. Where am I? Same here. Just like me, Sexton brought me to Utah. Fair enough. Thought he started using Monty. You just helped push me in the right direction. I think, but to become a channel member, I think you just go on. I think you have to be on desktop, and it should come up if you open up just the Utah Jazz Wraith Hoops. Like if you go to my main page, it should be like subscribe and become a member. Or if you go to any video, it'll say like subscribe, become a member of the channel. I think that's how it is. Let me see. It isn't hard to guess why here in Finland is Utah a thing for same. Yeah, no, I got you. A video about who you expect to still be on our team past the trade deadline. I can do that too. Matter of fact, let me take a picture of that. We're cooking now. Yeah, I can do that too. Oh, I want to remember, so I got the badge. Okay. I got you. Yeah. You need a Patreon, Brody. I'd take $13. It seemed like a lot. Yeah, it is. I understand YouTube is like a big company, and that's why CPMs and everything are bad, but it's just like, ew. I do, well, I don't have a Patreon. I have the, the buy me a coffee thing. If you go to like buymeacoffee.com/wraithhoops, they're pretty good. I get 80-ish% of the total profits, I think, if memory serves me right. So they're a lot better about it. They're a lot more honest with it. Yeah. Cam said Bucks pack. Yeah, it's a lot right now. Like if I was making, say all of my videos were doing 10K and I was making like, I don't know, something crazy. Let's say I was making like $500 per video for some odd reason. I don't know why. Like that would be tough. Like, that would be tough. Venmo? I could. Hold on. Do I have Venmo? I probably do. What is my Venmo? What would is your Venmo like a number or is it like a thingy? Is it a Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I found it. It's an app. It's like a, what you call it? Hold on. This might be it. Tell me if I'm an idiot. I think that's what it is. Because I have an app and I have a QR code that comes up. But yeah, I'm gonna do both of those videos. Well, all three of them actually. Third quarter, Sexton scored 3 straight possessions to keep Jazz afloat. Till they found their groove. We aren't a better team. We aren't a better team without John Collins. We gave Keontae time to get his efficiency up and Sexton time to get work on the offense. Let's give John time because his efficiency is solid. You know, Vesper, I respect that. I have to. Your logic forces me to respect that. I understand, and I am willing to be like. I reserve a little bit of criticism for John because of how great his efficiency is. Funny how a team named Bucks can't buy a bucket without Dame Dollar. You're a fool. Common denominator said John Collins went off for both games. Fair play. Is there a member up option on your Buy Me a Coffee page? Is that what I do? So for YouTube, hold on, I'm gonna log into it. I can't do it on my phone. You have to be on. I've heard from Tayton, are you still in the chat? Lee went to bed, and so did Logic. Tayton is the third member because I have 3 members right now, all 3 of them. They said you have to be on a desktop, and like when you just go to any video, it should say like become a member or something like that. Now on Buy Me a Coffee, you can become a member, and it's like I think it's like a $5 membership every month. Lee, how do you do the member thing? I'm slow, low key. Oh, it says join. Thank you, Cam. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my brain cells sold me. But yeah, I think there's a membership on Buy Me a Coffee, but it's separate. Like usually between both members, like because I think I have 3 members on both, so they both pay for like I get $15 at everybody, so I get like, what is it? It's like $30 together. Because the only reason it's $7.99 on YouTube, I think it's set at, is because YouTube will take like $2.80, so I'll be left with $5. And the idea is that like for every 3 people paid for a video to get edited, and I don't really get any money out of it because I usually pay for the videos out of pocket anyways from my editor. But it's good though. It's good because like these 3 people this month can contribute to this specific video, and I might do member call outs at the end of videos now. I don't know if people would like that, but I might think about it. But yeah, you sound fun, guys. Oh yeah, it's got to be on PC. Some of these ballers have, unfortunately, glass ankle. Yeah, bad even for the greatest talents. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. That's the biggest thing, man. That's the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Nice. My John Collins video is about to hit 1K, guys. Woohoo! I just hope that the RPM and CPM on it is good. Cause like, for example, quick informational thing. Not that anybody actually cared to ask, but because I wanted to torture somebody's eardrums. So for my Simone Fontecchio video, the first one I dropped, why is Simone Fontecchio starting? That video is currently it's about to be 8,300 views, which is my most viewed video ever, by the way. This will be my first video to hit 10K probably at this rate. But because my RPM and CPM is so low, I've been paid for, I'll tell y'all how many views. I've been paid for 7.5K views. And for every 1,000 viewers, I've made 79 cents. So overall, I've made basically $6. And I think it cost me $20 to make the video, but it adds up over time. It adds up over time. Hope you got a Discord. Let me think. I hold on. Before I say yes, I need to make sure I have it updated because I know somebody should be in it. Is Kuzi? Kuzi's not here with us tonight. I don't need that program app open actually. Hold on. Force quit. Kuzi's not here, but he's in the Discord. Let me see if I can pull up a link. What, do I not have Discord downloaded? No, I don't. The heck? Did I delete it? Oh well, whatever the case may be. Hold on, I'm opening a new tab for y'all. Discord. Log in. Open Discord. All right, cool. Where's the share link? There's usually a share link for these things. Settings. No. How do you? My brain's selling right now, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Womp womp. Let me see. How do I? There's no way. No, that's my inbox. That's not what I need. Show member list, pinned messages, notification settings, threads. There we go. Duh. All right, copy. All right, this is the Discord server. It's dead, but in case anybody wanted to join it, by all means do. Yeah. Let me see. But Lowry was injured also, and there was press joking about it. Stop. Fair play. Listening. The vegetarians got mad. Broke loose in the comment section. Wow. Watch the entire video. That's real. My favorite. Coaster full. How's it going, my guy? How you feeling? Brother, where are you from, actually? That you're just popping in the stream now. There's no way you're in on the East Coast. Because what do you should not be up this late, brother. Unless you're like away. Oh, hold on. I'm actually looking at all of my channel ones now, actually. I have people in this Discord from a year ago. That's crazy. Oh, I see you, Cam. But yeah, man, that's how it be. Mm-hmm. You are in Utah. Okay, that makes sense. Remember those 90s diss tracks? I still listen to them. Fair play. I can't even knock you for that. You should ping your Discord in every stream so people join. That's a good point. That's a good point. Y'all fake. They not fake. They might not have Discord. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna clue everybody in. We're gonna get on the same page. If you don't got Discord, follow me on Twitter, TFS Wraith. Follow me on IG. Is it just Cole Wraith or is it the Cole Wraith? It might be Cole Wraith. But yeah, just follow me. Touch base with me, man. Let me know how you feel about the season, all things of that nature. It's obviously a smaller channel. Not a lot of people cover the Utah Jazz. I'm here doing stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Just hoping everybody enjoys, man. I live somewhere place here in Finland, like Compton. Fair play. Yeah. Yeah. But yes, sir. Absolutely. We're just out here vibing, guys. Just another day at the office. Having fun like usual. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to think it's 1:30 in the morning for me. It doesn't feel like it. Oh, there we go. 1,321, and my John Collins video hit 1K in 11 hours. That's hard. That is very nice. Decent click-through rate. We're making changes. We are seeing growth. I need this one video to hit my lovely Italian brethren, and I shall be ecstatic for sure. Let me see. It's like Power Rangers and good basketball. You feel me? Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I definitely remember. Yes, Tyson. I do remember you for that one. I remember when you first changed it too. That was what really had me. Mm-hmm. $135 monthly earnings. We're trying to get a lot. Yes, sir. Wait, no, don't do that. Do whatever you say. We said, what do you think as far as the chances of the Jazz making a plan? I definitely think if they continue at this rate that they're currently at, the plan is definitely reasonable for the Utah Jazz. Going forward, I don't know how likely anything really is, but I feel comfortable. I like where they're sitting. I like the way they're competing. I like the lineups that are getting run. I like the sets. I like the defensive intensity. I like the discipline. So definitely playing like reasonable ceiling, 7th, right? 7th. Best top of the line case scenario, 6th seed. But I think we're probably a 7th, realistically. And that might be pushing the envelope a little bit, but I still feel comfortable. Went to a local bar. My friend and a few guys throw a bouncer, a snow, and lock the bar doors. I started fighting and stabbing. Wow. That's insane, Barra. Or Ardo. Ardo. Yeah, they won't even know I'm talking. I'll be like, oh, yo, Ardo, do this. Yeah, I got y'all boys locked in. But yeah, absolutely. It's one of those more interesting things. For certain, brother. For certain. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 50-50 for the chip. Hey, I don't hate that. I don't hate that. They get 8% win in the ring for sure. Hey, anything will take it, man. Anything will take it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, oh man. The vibrations. Man, like, but who wins the title this year? If I had to guess, this might be the Celtics year, low key. You see, the Celtics, I want the Lakers to right their ship, but things aren't looking too good. So it might be it's the Timberwolves or the Celtics. I'm willing to bet top of the blind. I would love for the Jazz to be it, but I don't know 100%. Oh, is that me? Is my thing buzzing? Yeah. Okay, see, too young. Same with the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are pretty seasoned. I think the lack of playoff success is what might get them in the end. I want LeBron to win another wing back, but I don't think he's gonna. Not the way the team's set to operate right now. So I don't know. Your phone buzz for a second. Oh, yeah, yeah. My fault. My fault. My fault. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah, man. Any more thoughts before we close this thing down? It's been a very long night. Hmm. Just vibes. Well, this might have been the most successful stream we've had to date. Definitely hit the highest number of concurrent viewers. Had the most. This was really a long sample size of everything. You think you like Chris Tapps? I gotta go Luca. Wait, does Luca count as Europe? Luca counts as Europe, right? I will go if Luca counts. I'm gonna go Luca. Porzingis is tough right now, and he's healthy too. But I might have to go Luca because Luca can do more for a team as a lone star than I think Porzingis can. So I'm a lean Luca. So far, while we've been live, we've had 295 views, and our highest concurrent was 41. We've never had more than I think 36, 34. But yeah, 30, 31, 32 likes. Chef's kiss. It's great stuff. Yep. And I know the watch time on this is gonna be crazy because we've been live for 2.5 hours, and there's been a consistent 20 people in here. It's a great night. I might have made, dare I say it, $2 from this stream. It's crazy to say that, but like the thing is, I like streaming because it's fun to talk to you guys and get like feedback on everything, and then it doesn't take much of any effort to like actually do it. You just do it, and the money that I get from my lives, I just put towards my editor. That's what it does, full circle, until I make enough use to where I'm like, oh, I can work one day less at work, and then eventually I'm just a full time content creator. One day. One day. One day. He said, "Shit, where's you get a Kit Kat? It's your day." Oh my goodness, no, that would have floored me. Yeah. Um, what do you call it? I don't know what it looks like on you guys' phone, but there is, if you look at, so there's two ways you can do it. You can either go on the buy me a basket or buymeacoffee.com/Wraith Hoops, or you can just do a super chat. And I think on the phone it's like a little dollar bill with like a single dollar sign on it that does it. Because I've been watching the whole time, even when I didn't talk. I was playing 2K, was still watching for show, bro. I'm a high school sophomore. I didn't get up for school, bro. I don't want to go. 6 a.m. days suck. Yo, Gozerville, you gotta get it, gang. You gotta knock it out. But sleep is important. Yeah, sleep is crazy important. Sleep is insanely important. But yeah, it's sleepy time, gentlemen. But like always, I appreciate all you guys do. Anybody new that popped out to the channel, I appreciate you guys coming out. I hope it was fun. I hope that you enjoyed it probably more than you originally planned on it, and I hope you stuck around for a little bit longer than you thought you would. With that being said, as always, I appreciate the support. All donations are appreciated. They go to the filming costs and whatnot and edits. We'll be back on the next live. I'll do have a Lowry video coming on, and it's gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be vibing out. That said, good morning, good evening, good night. No matter where you're on the globe watching, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. What'd you say, Cam? I imagine you turn off and just sleep on the couch like a teacher do on her desk. I'm not gonna lie, I do sometimes. Absolutely. Ghost, no work. That's real. Tyson, I love you, boy. Appreciate that. Have to go to work. Oh, have a good night. Hey, get after it today, Coasterful. Yep. I appreciate y'all, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then, be safe, please.